Hello and welcome to WOR Ironman's Round 2 on F125. We are back in business. I'm going to be your host tonight, Scott Taylor, and with me, the wonderful, amazing, and always brilliant Mr. Adam Sanderson. How are you today, my friend?
Oh, thank you so much. I am doing very well. It is blisteringly hot in this room right now. We're going to push through with my little 15-pound fan for Mazda. Other shops are available.
Yes, we are. All right, we've got a banger for you. If you didn't see last week, we had a thrilling race. We didn't have a safety car, but it was just kept us going, and Otis Lawrence absolutely dominated, right? So we are going to get into round 2. Let's first take a look at the standings for last week. So with Otis Lawrence winning in the V-Carb, goes into first place, 25 points. Jarno, great second place, but was about 12 seconds behind. Quite a statement, to be honest. All right, then we get Brendan Lee, Nicholas Longe in 4th, Ben Chadwick-Conye 5th, Andrew Molnar in 6th, Jack West 7th for Aston Martin, Daniel Cledson 8th place in the reserve role, done very well, Diego Zorro 9th, and Tamas Kokine in the reserve in 10th place. It was a cracking race, but let's find out the grid that we have tonight. Mr. Sanderson, this is who is racing. Best of luck.
Beautiful stuff. So it's reverse order, of course. In pole position, we have Gabor, P2, Balint, P3, Leo Lund, then followed by Jack West, Larry Tulke. P6, we have Andre Molnar, which is a reserve driver. P7, Diego Zorzo. P8, Brendan Lee. P9, Luca Repassa. And P10, Lucas Blakely, the reserve.
Amazing. All right, okay. Looking at the back, though, obviously this is where we're going to be looking at with Otis Lawrence in 20th, Jarno 19th, Julian Klaffenbach very fast as well. I'm so happy to see that. Nicholas Longe got a lot to prove this year, is coming in strong. Danny Berezny is back, 16th place. This is who I'm really looking forward to seeing. Yoni Tormala as well, amazing. Duncan Houghlin in 14th. Ismail Fassi in 13th. Istvan Pukki and Jake Benham. Oh, we have a grid tonight. Just looking at that, there's not a lot of small names, honestly, and I am really looking. So, Duncan Houghlin didn't have the best week last week, Adam, and I think he's going to be really wanting it this one.
No, 100%, 100%. A lot of big names here. And to be honest with you, the biggest name that I'm thinking I really like the story of so far is Brendan Lee, doing very well last time around. Obviously retiring from F1 sim racing, but still being around the circuit, still competing as and when. And he's still proving he's got plenty to give.
Totally, but he's also frauded his way into being higher up into the grid. He started pole last week because he was like not one of the pros, and like, because he's like retired pro, and you're just like, nah, he's frauded his way. He done really well. I'm curious to see if he has it a little bit tougher this week. Starting in 8th, got some really fast drivers just behind him, but he's Brendan Lee, so I'm sure it'll be fine. This is the tracks that it can be. Okay, we had Spa last week, so we have a bunch of tracks. It's a mystery track. We will find out in a few minutes what that will be. You get Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, Texas, Hungary, Brazil, Jeddah, Mexico, Miami, Austria, China, Singapore, Japan. We have cracking tracks there. Adam, if you had to choose one, what are you thinking?
I was just about to say the same thing to you. I honestly would love to see them race around Brazil. Brazil always causes to be honest, causes such drama when the cars are so closely knit together. Obviously, the track is quite thin, the cars are quite wide, and if they are to want to go for audacious lunges, which I'm going to guarantee we are going to see if it is going to be this track, it is going to make for spectacular viewing. Would love to see it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I want Jeddah. I always want Jeddah. The world wants Jeddah. It's going to be chaos. Right, all you budding fast racers out there that look at these people in this lobby and think, do you know what? I could beat them. It is your time. We have season 21 of WOR is coming back. These are the instructions on how to get yourself into one of these lobbies. First, join the Discord server below. You also need to complete the Season 21 PC and console. Sign up, complete 3 time trials. Bahrain, Miami, Qatar. 3 very different tracks are going to test you to your limits. Complete this by July the 1st. And placements announced from July the 14th. This is the calendar that we have for tonight for the season as well. This will be Season 21. We're going to Australia, Spain, Belgium, United States, go away alarm, Monaco, Azerbaijan, Great Britain, Imola, Japan, and Abu Dhabi. If you think you've got what it takes, then you know what to do. Okay, I had to get that little sales kind of pitch out of the way. That's that done. How you doing, Adam? How you doing, mate?
I'm doing good. What was that alarm for? Just out of sheer curiosity.
Okay,
was it to find some skill within the F125 game?
Look, I'm an old man. I'm an old man. I'm the type of guy that needs an alarm for one time a week, but it goes every day at the same time, and then I quickly just go away if it's for like my sign up, so I don't forget how to do it, right? Because so many times have I like forgotten to do something, and I look at my Discord and there's like 5 people saying you've not done what you needed to do. Honestly.
Another thing. But yeah, glad to be back to answer your original question before I scolded you there. Looking forward to it. I can't remember the last time I commentated one of these races, but it always throws up a great spectacle, and I'm looking forward to getting going. I'm
so looking forward to. So we had you last year. Obviously, we're in a new game now. You drive in the new game. I've been feeling quite positive about it, so I've been feeling like it's fun to talk about. Do you like it, game? What's going for you? What's not going for you? You obviously were in the game, so like thoughts about it. Like, how are we feeling, Adam?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I must say the campaign, the story mode is just top notch. You can't beat it, really. Honestly, some great characters. Anyway, no, when it comes down to actually racing mechanics and the way that the tires work in this year's game, the handling model, to be honest, most importantly, the drag off of the tires. Drag off the cars, the dirty air that spawned off the back of the rear wing. It really does make for a completely new dynamic going into this year's game. Obviously, the skills are transferable. I have found that those who are quick on the F124 game are relatively on the pace, if not the same level of speed on this year's game. But the way you navigate the circuits in and around different tracks, in and around your fellow competitors, is completely different. You've got to think about how you're going to use your ERS in completely different ways. Obviously, the recharge is just about the same, but when you're behind someone within like 5 tenths, 6 tenths or something like that, it's spicy. Sometimes you have to stay back around about 7 tenths, make sure the dirty air doesn't affect your car so much, and then pounce as and when needed. Why are you laughing at me? I'm telling you.
You're waffling.
I'm waffling. But you told me, can you come waffle? I said, I can waffle for days, mate.
I love it so much. All I want to say, it's good. It's good.
No, let me have this.
Right, no, I love it. No, you're completely right. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. It is just amazing. I feel like we had a lot of negativity last year with the last game, and I'm just trying to just get that out into the world that, you know, if you've not got the game yet, I do think you're missing out this year. I really do. It is great fun for all around. It really tests you, but it's also quite rewarding, and I'm just like, don't sleep on it this time, because the racing's been good as well. So the dirty air is affecting. These pros are quite good, I think, already dealing with it, but it's going to catch people sometimes when they're just not, you know, when their brain's just switched off a little bit. Remember, it's 100% race. Oh, we should go over the format for tonight. Guys, in case you're new here, we're WOR Ironman. Welcome. I didn't even say that up till now. How amazing am I a host? So, what we have tonight, we have a 100% race, no qualifying. We don't qualify in the Ironman. We just do a reverse grid, okay? The pros go at the back, and essentially the sort of I don't want to say amateurs, the challengers, you know, the really fast people that are maybe just not that tier 1 level yet, they get up in front. It's a reverse grid championship. So we're going to see like Jarno starting way at the back, Otis Lawrence in 20th, all right? Now we get to watch 100% race, custom weather conditions, okay? And it's a bit random, okay? There's usually always a weather shift though, which makes really good racing for us, really pushes people to their limits. But last week, honestly, Adam, Otis just flew away in the rain. It was quite mad.
I had Otis in my streams chat the other day, and I was just saying to him as I was racing. Oh, can I say I'm a big time mate? And I was just saying to him, and I'll repeat it now on the broadcast. I genuinely believe that not only do I feel like he's going to absolutely dominate in WOR Ironman, but I genuinely believe he's going to dominate in most, if not all, of the championships and leagues that he enters. Genuinely, he is an incredible talent.
He's definitely one to watch right now. Like I feel like he's just doing amazing for such a young age. I like it when someone like this comes along because I feel like it steps everyone up, you know, to that next level. It's like, okay, so Jarno, I'm looking at Jarno, okay, because last week he was best of the rest and by a good chunk, but that first place was 12 seconds ahead. So coming into this race, obviously we don't know, you know, lap by lap what happens to some of these guys. Maybe they've had a little incident or something that we don't catch, but he's going to be coming in going, right, I can't have that happening again. Do you know what I'm saying?
You never know. They could hit a groundhog, lose 20 points of downforce, and all of a sudden they are 0.5 seconds off the pace, and it is a shame because we missed it, and the broadcast just doesn't have a clue. But we are going to try our very best to make sure we capture every single incident. That's put a lot of pressure on the producer there.
Right. Well, hell, I did my best, right? You know the drill. You shout the names out and I will look at them. Yeah, it's a very strange race in terms of us broadcasting it because a lot of the time we're looking at the back, right? A lot of more typical races, we've had a qualifying session, we're looking at the top 3 and we're kind of getting around there. But we'll do our best to capture as much action as we can. I am buzzing. I love this, okay? I love league racing, but the Ironman just does that little something for me. I sometimes not too into the whole kind of 50% race distance thing that seems to be a kind of staple around. I'm usually not too into it. I do love to see these strategies come together and the odd safety car just throwing it all up, you know?
We love a good safety car. A perfectly timed safety car can make or break a race. Honestly, it is. The safety car is a staple of the F1 community. And oh my words! Sorry, somebody just hit my window.
We would be really in a bad place if there was no safety cars. I think we can say. I feel like we build our careers on safety cars because they always just give us that hope. That's our thing, right? Oh yeah, look, if I get another safety car, then who knows where I might end up. Whereas we all know what's going to happen. I've seen some fast racers go into this lobby though. Adam, do you know how like Alex Gillen kind of, you know, I mean, kind of just makes our life misery every week? See, when you put him in this lobby, he struggles at that sort of level, and it just goes to show like these people are so fast. I know the big names, we all know the big names, but not just that. Like some of these drivers, like Gabor Chontis, right? We get Luca Rapassa as well, Andrew Molnar. Like these are names that I'm really excited to see because they're going to test those guys at the top. You know, your Nicholas Longe, right? Johnny Tormala as well for Alpine, lovely guy. And when he's on his day, he's so fast. But it's like, how's he going to do in this sort of lobby? I do love it.
One of the big draw factors for WOR Ironman is the fact that we have, and I'm going to put air quotes here, the amateurs, what do we call them here?
I'm going with challengers.
The challenge.
I feel like that's a bit more. I don't know. Like you do you.
Well, I was going to say I want to put it in air quotes because yes, they are not within. You don't see them flying out to Stockholm and what have you to go and compete with Brendan Lee and all that stuff. Well, not anymore, Brendan. Diana Watmere is going on the F1 sim racing stage, but they are still absolutely rapid, and on their day they can hold their own against the big boys. So. Yes, there's going to be a 50-50 split of the amateurs against the pros, but they are just as quick as each other when it becomes their day. So it's going to be a tight field. Don't write them off. Don't write them off.
So I'm looking at Jack West as well today because he's like, either crashes out lap 1 or is really fast, and I'm just like, what? It's you know, it's all or nothing, and I love it, and I'm just waiting to see what kind of happens. We saw people getting their elbows out a little bit last week as well. There was some moments, especially in that mid pack, that where you could definitely tell that emotions had flared. Will we see anything more like that today? If that track remains the track that it is, then we are in for a good night, to be honest. But I don't know if it's going to change. So just keep an eye on that, Adam. You do love to shout out a track too early. I have noticed that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I completely forgot that from last
Did
time.
you? Yeah.
Whoops.
I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
whoops.
it's that. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about the track until you do, because you know this format better than I from behind closed doors. But wait, was that one of the tracks that was on the list? I've actually forgotten entirely.
Yeah, I don't
It
know
was.
actually. There's just a lot of tracks on the list. Look, they give us like 15 tracks and randomly choose one. I forget half the tracks. I won't lie. Like, we're really bad at this job. Someone else wants it.
Whoa! Absolutely not. Come on now.
I went morbid for a second.
So, Scott, tell us, when do you reckon we're going to get underway? Is it within 5 minutes' time?
Yeah, we're going roughly in about a minute. We've just filled up the lobby. Ooh. They'll be loading in. Because there's a Hungarian broadcast to this show. That's where the show is central. They do the track selection for us, and they also select the weather. So we're just here for the rides. You know, we're like the B stream, but we're doing good because we get good numbers and everything's all happy. You know, we just get to live our lives and just see what happens. And honestly, I kind of feel like it adds to the authenticity that like we don't even know what's going to happen, and we're just here. And whenever I'm in doubt, I've got you to waffle about something. What's been on your mind? What's been on your mind today?
What's been on my mind today? Oh, well, you know what? Ooh. I can go on. Had a good stream earlier on, raised some good money for charity. Yes. I've just set up in the other room. I'm doing a self-tape for an acting audition I've got later on. I have no idea what the audition's for, but they've told me what I need to do, and I'm going to go do that after this. What else we got going on? Oh, I drilled really into the wall, put some stuff on the walls. I put beautiful Ferrari poster I put on the wall. The wall. But anyway, chat don't want to hear about all that nonsense. What I don't want to hear about all that. Is where we're going today.
Yeah. The track's been chosen. The track has been chosen.
Take it away.
And the good thing is, it was going to be a night track, which I like. You know, I like the pretty lights. But yes, it looks like, unless they change it, and that would just be really cruel to have a broadcast and change it like that, we will be going to Abu Dhabi tonight. Ooh. All right? So the season finale in real life, obviously, controversial track, controversial moments. As a track of racing, the first thing I'm thinking of is long DRS straights, right? That's turn 4. Is it turn 4? The sort of mad long left-hander. We're going to see some dives there. Obviously famous for some of the craziness that went on in the F1 sim race. And you remember that? Remember that Abu Dhabi race? Remember Ron Harn? Otmir? That was crazy. We get the dive bomb of the century, right?
Of course. I mean, I'm going to go get the track map up now so I can actually say the proper track numbers.
Well, look at him being all prepared.
I know, that's what I'm saying. One thing about us not knowing the tracks beforehand is we can't prep, you know what I mean? So this is all on the fly. This is a little bit of a taste of behind closed doors of what Crofty, Tom Brooks for Formula E does, you know what I'm saying? Abu Dhabi track map. But yeah, I mean, to be honest,
you're such an old man saying it out as you're typing, come on.
I'm only doing that because we're commentating. This is what we do. We commentate what we're doing and what we're watching. And what I'm watching is me typing into Google, Abu Dhabi track map.
I love it. It's been a while. I've missed you. All right. So we're loading into the lobby right now. I'm curious to see what the weather's going to be like. Look, the weather's going to get mad. And especially at a track like Abu Dhabi, I'm just ready for this. It's not often a track you're racing in the rain, is it? Ever, to be honest. But there's probably going to be rain tonight. And this is the good thing, I think, about having this custom weather selection is, like, have you ever done Qatar in the rain? It's really fun. You're never really going to do it in realistic conditions, but it's really fun.
Yeah, it is fun, but Qatar for me is quite literally my worst track to drive on the game. I am the slowest person ever racing around that track, but it's a great one to race.
When are you not? You walked in and look, you walked into that one. When
you
are you
can't say that.
What are you talking about? I beat you last season. I beat you last season. I got more points. Yes, you have more points right now.
How many races did I miss?
How many did I miss? No. We're sidetracking.
Average points. Anyway.
I swear.
Anyway.
Just you wait. Okay, next week I will get you. All right, okay, I'm going to bring us up here to the lobby. The thing about 100% race is that we might just randomly start at any second's notice. The drivers currently using their setups. I'm so interested in this. I'm going to try and keep, obviously, the attention to the front of the race, but we're also going to be looking back, seeing some of these professional drivers get their last to first challenges on, because you know nothing feels better than a last to first, right?
How would you know that?
Okay, I walked into that one. Right.
There we go. There we go.
Okay,
Beautiful.
love it. Fair play. Well done. Okay, we'll be starting soon. So yeah, I'm going to go race winner Yarno. What do you think?
Oh, race winner.
Yeah.
Otis.
Fair. I think that, do you know what?
Yeah.
Starting 19th and 20th, I think that's going to be the way.
Yeah.
Letting them get their setups on. They know the weather. We don't know the weather. If anyone's looking in the driver streams, you can put it in the chat for others to see. But we're just going to take this as we go. It looks quite light, which is...
It does. I mean,
it's probably the
over
floods.
100% distance, it will change as we go along. But it's just whether or not it kind of looks like a dusky sunset. I love a sunset race. I do in this game and even last year's game. To be honest, sunset racing is stunning.
It's, to be fair, yes. As much as, you know, some of these games have problems, I feel like the one thing they've always quite nailed is just the look of it, right? It's always a beautiful game to watch, and this is no different as we see all these turning fans just AI waving to us. Did you ever notice these people when you're actually in the game? Someone needs to program them in. Do you ever just look around this game and find weird things, and you're like, someone had to make that?
Well, that's the thing. When I was originally going for my scan to be in the 2019 game, I was only meant to be one of these guys.
Really?
Yeah, I was either going to be one of those or a garage mechanic. They just wanted to scan me and put me into their bank to be used for, I don't know, non-recognizable anyone. So yeah, I was going to be one of these plebs, but turns out they had bigger plans.
Is that PG? I don't know.
Yeah, of course it is. That's fine.
Everyone about
I
love
fine.
it.
That's not a bad word.
Is that not a bad word yet?
All it means is someone who's ineligible to vote. That's all it means.
Is that
or
what
should
it means?
be ineligible to vote. Yeah, literally.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. Dictionary corner with Adam. There we go. We have a new segment every week, right? Okay, now the drivers must be absolutely terribly bored of looking at their setups by now, so hopefully they'll ready up in a little minute for us as we just keep seeing enthusiastic fans. Obviously, the good thing about these lobbies is you just go straight in. You don't get to put your setup on in qualifying, so we do want to make sure everything's right always and just make sure that no one messes up, because then that's the end of their race. But yes, we will be starting any second now. Oh, a lot of laps here. Abu Dhabi. Is there going to be the trains, the dirty air? Thinking of some of the slow corners. This could be a bit rough. Sometimes this track warrants dive bombs. Like, and I know you need to keep them under control, but it really does. Like, sometimes there's no other way to do it, especially if everyone's just in a big DRS train.
No, 100%. 58 laps. I'll take it away, Scott.
Here we go. We get 5 red lights. We're going in Abu Dhabi. Reverse grid. Ironman, and we're off. Let's keep an eye on everyone and see what is happening. Okay, so already Brendan Lee making a couple spots up there, going into the middle of the track, gets that done. We've already got one of the Ferraris off into the lead. Gabor Shontas looking Rapace in 8th place as well, getting the jump on Diego Zorro, coming into this really difficult corner. We're seeing what's going to be happening here. We can Rapace is just going round there. Seems to be quite gentle. Everyone off to a decent start.
Everyone off to a nice passive start from what I've seen. Yeah, there's a couple of side-by-sides, but no one seemed to make any contact. No one having any real damage from what I've seen. I'm not seeing anything flying away as we see 2 people going side-by-side into turn 6, 7. Oh, there we go. There's a bit of contact. The Red Bull of, by the looks of it, Rapace had a bit of contact. Doesn't seem to be any damage on the front wing, though. But, again, what damage simulation are we running? Just remind me.
I think it's standard damage, so you will actually get quite a bit of damage quickly. Brendan Lee going for the inside, gets that done. Very nice, holding his own right now. Jake Benham, Diego Zorzo, and Rapace all very close to each other. Going nearly 3 wide into this area. Had to back off, but the other 2 are not. Andrew Mona and that McLaren is not letting it go. 7th place, doing well.
7th place, but Brendan Lee making up 2, starting from PA. I think he's going to be on for a good race today if he can call his strategy proper. By the way, just so that you guys are aware, the top left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see caution, yellow flag. There is no yellow flag. That's just how the game works. I'm sure most of you know this, but just for those of you that don't and wondering what the hell has caused that, nothing has caused that. Just coding from EA. It is what it is.
Yes, there you go, EA. There you go. You've just been called out by Sandy. Right, everyone on hard tires. So that's, we don't need to look at that. Just remember, guys, everyone on hard. Biggest winners so far, Brendan Lee up 2 spots. Julian Klappenbach, good day for the kicks, up 2 spots as well. Yoni Tormala lost 2. Jarno and last place.
Otis Lawrence has been battling with Nicholas Longe quite a bit, side by side, for quite a few of those corners so far. Otis Lawrence was going to be one of our biggest winners as well, up 2 places, but he keeps fluctuating between P18 and P19. Nothing doing just yet for those guys, but this is a very long race, many DRS zones. You just got to hope that you can keep a bit more life in those tyres, because this hard tyre, if you start degrading them super quick in the early stages, you're going to be in a lot of pain come the end of their stint.
Yeah, definitely. Danny Berezny getting up into 15th, but Julian's not letting it go, actually. Gets that inside, and Danny has to back off. All about single file. That Red Bull of Ismail Fassi quite close to damage there. Stopped it in time. Yeah, a little bit of a train through this sector. Definitely no one's going at the proper pace. Yeah, big, like, literally a whole train. Lap 2, no one's lost it out yet. Everyone within that 1 second doing well. So anyone's race at this minute, but what I'm seeing straight away, is this going to be a harder track than usual to overtake when everyone's this fast?
When everyone's this fast and everyone's keeping it quite civil at the minute, if you see some of these intervals, as I was saying just before the race started, the dirty air in this year's game, Jack West looking like he's going up to P3. There we go, going past Valint. Apologies if I am pronouncing some of these names wrong. I think I'm right in that. But there we go, Jack pulling out to the side. What's going on there? Why is he... Well, did he think it was an unfair move and he thought maybe I'll give the place back because it was a bit boisterous? I have no idea. Coming in very hot, almost going to hit the back end of P4 there. Fair play, getting the car stopped, not locking up. But what I was saying before all of that kerfuffle was people are keeping it quite close together. You see 2 tenths, 3 tenths. Now the dirty air is quite prevalent here in this year's game in general. So you kind of want to be sitting around 6 tenths, 7 tenths just to make sure that your tires aren't working overtime, trying to keep on the line that you're trying to hit. So you might start to see the train spread out just a little bit as long as people are comfortable with where they're at. Maybe a lot of people aren't quite comfortable, so they're trying to get as close to the rear wing as possible as the car ahead, trying to make the moves and then maybe settle down after that. Who knows?
Yeah,
Can't read
definitely. Looking for Passa. Is he going to be able to make a move here? It's kind of close, but he's got a lot of battery. I just don't think anyone's pushing right now in terms of wanting to make up the spots. So we're probably going to go into like tire management phase. I've found this very effective in this game. I felt like in F1 24 we were all roughly on the same tire wear, no matter how aggressive we were. But this game definitely not. Smooth driving is rewarded in tire wear. You can have an offset of like 20%. Honestly, if you do that well on a set of medium tires, I've seen it. It's insane.
Yep. No, 100%. And you can see this, well, perfectly illustrated at the minute by, well, actually, it changed as I was speaking there. Jarno, right at the very back, he was sitting around about 0.8 for most of the last lap. Just quite happily sitting there, not pushing in the slightest. We'd love to see his onboard to see just how much ERS he's got. As we have another two wide through corner 6 and 7. But what's he on? Yeah, look how much ERS he's still got. Yeah, he's using it every now and again just on corner exits and stuff on overtake mode. But he's sitting quite pretty, quite happy, not pushing too hard. I think Otis Lawrence might be feeling like he wants to start making moves up the grid. But this track is quite difficult in terms of overtaking because of how long the straights are. And I bet you most of these guys are probably running very, very similar setups. So there's not going to be too much of an offset there.
Yeah, see, looking at this, like the winners and losers sort of part of the details, I don't think I've ever seen it this little in an Ironman race. Like, this is actually quite insane. Fast guys are really keeping up there. Honestly, half the time you've usually seen a pro kind of work his way in. Right now, Jake Benham in 10th. Brendan Lee, obviously. Jack West, actually, not. No, he started up top as well. Like, quite insane. If anything, the guy that's done the biggest moves is Julian Klappenbach in 15th, up 3 moves.
What a name, by the way. That surname is just rolls off the tongue. I love it.
It's banging.
It's banging. Oh, there we get the counter up.
Yeah, we're back.
The counter up.
We're back.
Oh, we love it. We love it.
Elkis always loved this name as well. Can he get the move done? No. Honestly, he's not got much battery, so I think he's pushing a little bit. It didn't quite work there, but he's staying with everyone, right? He's in a good spot. If he was to finish here, I think, honestly, that would be one of his best results. Usually, I feel like himself is maybe being a 9th or 10th some of these lobbies, but correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, let's see. Who else have we got? Everyone's just sort of chilling with that train. Danny Berezny, he won this whole thing last year, Adam. So I'm expecting big things from him.
I'm expecting big things too as well. It remains to be seen throughout the year as we move forward who can adapt and extract the most from this handling model. But again, by the looks of it, everyone seems to be pretty much on pace with each other. I know not a lot of people here are pushing right now. Maybe some people are pushing really, really hard. I know sometimes when I'm in some races, everyone's like, oh yeah, everyone was chilling, and I'm sweating buckets because I'm just exhausting my battery every single time I have an opportunity. But from right now, look at that. Otis Lawrence is sitting on 100% battery.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I was one of these guys, if I'm sitting on 100% battery, I know we've got a long way to go, and I was saying about tyre wear and everything, trying to look after it. I would try and sniff an opportunity, which, to be honest, I think Otis is doing, sitting 0.2 behind Nicholas Longue, as we see a move! 2 moves! Or attempted moves. Nothing doing there for the Mercedes on oh wait, hang on, no, Brendan Lee got past. I am really bad at this job.
Yeah. Look, good job you get your acting audition later, okay? Nah, that was a good move. Yeah, Brendan Lee up. Also, Andrew Mon. Oh, Jack West and Brendan Lee are going at it again. Let's get on board with them. Nearly neck and neck. Balint is well up there. Okay, definitely. But they're losing the DRS. This is actually quite big. But they've got a lot of battery. They should be able to get in front. Balint's going for it. Oh, there was a little bit of touching there. Brendan Lee and a bit of touching. Diego Zorzo goes off the track and losing spots. Okay, we have our first bit of contact.
First bit of proper contact. Zorzo, if we can have a little look. Have we got any damage on the front wing there? I don't know quite where Brendan Lee made contact. I don't know whose fault it was, but Brendan Lee made contact at some point. I think it was just a bit of wheel banging. I don't think there was any carbon flying off that Zorzo car. But losing a couple of the positions, not going to be in... It's not going to think very favourably of Brendan Lee right now, because I know, being a racing driver, you always blame someone else, and afterwards you have a look at it and be like, oh, maybe it was my fault. Who's to say? Who's to say?
That's true. I've done that many times, to be honest. I'm sure we all have at home. Yeah, no, that was a bit close. I'm not seeing damage yet. We're getting long shots of Zorzo right now, so that's, yeah, doesn't look like any damage. If it is, it's minimal. But the biggest damage that happens is the DRS that was lost. So the top top three, sorry, are sort of running away a little bit. Balint, Elkis, and Jack West really need to work together. Otherwise, this ain't looking good for them.
This isn't looking good. When they started to, when they broke the DRS, it was 1.4 seconds, and that was half a lap ago. Yeah. Look how much it is now, 2.3. That's a big growth in interval just there. 0.9 of a second. It's now gone even further, obviously. Maybe they need to start being a bit more strategic. Jack West taking over from that second train lead there. Brendan Lee looking like he wants to... Oh, you skipped down the bottom. Sorry, Duncan Hoffman, the other kickstarter, not the Brendan Lee one. Jack West, again, bringing it down just a little bit to 2.4 seconds rather than 2.7 at the beginning of that straight. But it's going to be tough to get back into that one massive serpentining train.
You gotta keep up, old man. I'm just following the overtakes. You gotta keep up, Adam.
Yep. I am the personality hire. Thank you very much.
Love it. So Lucas Blakely and Ismail Fassi get into it a little bit as well. Nothing too much, but yeah, Jack West, as you can see, in 4th place, not really gaining yet. They really need to work together. There's a few overtakes. Danny Berezny, look how close he is to the back. 210 sorted. Is he going to go for a little move into the next couple of corners? Usually don't see a move here, but definitely going into this long left-hander, we have seen some crazy dive bombs. Looks like it's getting defended, not going for it. Gets it done. Oh, the Aston Martin put the kick off there, and Danny Berezny gets through. Otis Lawrence also gets through on Yoni Tormala. Honestly, 8 laps in, we're not seeing a lot of overtakes here. This is going to be tough for the guys at the back.
It's going to be tough for the guys at the back, and also tough for the guys in P4. 2.8, they're keeping it somewhat steady now that they're DRS swapping. Although they didn't on that last straight there. Maybe they might do here up to the long sweeping left of turn 9 as we see Danny Berezne side by side with the other kick. That was very close to the wall. A little slight nudge left of the steering wheel and that would have ended quite a lot of races. But now we're going 3 wide, 2 wide now back into turn 9. This corner alone, by the way, if you look at the tyre wear, you lose a lot through that bit. If you lift off a little bit, you can save quite a lot of percentages. If you see quite a lot of aggressive moves and defenses, if we go into turn 12 there, P12 to P14, having a little nice scrap, but they're in danger of potentially causing another train to break off. P14 is 0.9 behind P13 of Ismail Fassi. They could be in a very bad position in a second.
They could be, but I want to see it. Let's get our elbows out. Let's have some fun in this race. Otherwise, we're going to be watching the train for the rest. Honestly, love to see it. I feel like it's the kick of Julian. That must have been a track warning. He's probably got one to his count there, off the track there. Right, come to the DRS straight again. Look at Rapasa. He's looking very close to Brendan Lee. What he's able to do. Not looking too good on the battery as we have a fight for Jarno and Nicholas in last place. It's not often you say that, is it?
Not at all. And just to answer some people in chat, Zotar, why the yellow? As I said at the beginning of the stream, at the beginning of this race, that's just a bug in the coding. Ignore it. There is no yellow. It's just what we do here in this year's game. As we see Yoli Tormala trying to make a move on Nicholas Longay. No, side by side, wheel banging on the side pod. Nothing doing there, unfortunately, for Yoni Tormala. Jarno Opmeer seeks an opportunity, trying to make his first position of the race after losing out on the start. Trying to make it 2, can only manage 1 going into turn 9. There we go. Finally a move from Jarno Opmeer. And again, to answer a question from chat, why is Jarno last? Because he started second last. It's a reverse grid order for the Ironman League. There's a couple more rules and stuff for that, but that's the crux of it.
Yeah, correct. Reverse championship order. He done well last week, so he starts all the way at the back. Otis Lawrence started 20th. Let's look again just to see who is the movers. So far, Otis Lawrence stepping up a gear, up 5 spots, and that's the best so far. So it's very rare for us to see this in a reverse grid. It's just going to prove the point of just how difficult this track has actually been to overtake. But Adam, look at the gap between 3rd and 4th place.
That has grown substantially since I've last looked at it. I was keeping an eye on the gap between 13 and 14 because they did lose DRS, and I think they've lost DRS again. They're just, they know. Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know if it was over 1 second when it comes to the detection zone or not. Let's see if, yeah, Duncan has managed to retain the DRS of on Ismail Fassi, as we see the Aston Martin not even going for a move. Oh, Aston Martin got taken over by the Mercedes of Berlin, so that lead has changed of the second train as we join Duncan Hoffland. This guy likes to jump around and I have no idea what he's going to do next. That's Scott, not Duncan Hoffland. Otis Lawrence, though, up to P14, has now got 1.1 seconds behind P13 of Ismail Fassi, so he has taken that. Now they've broken off into a 3rd train by the looks of it. Ismail Fassi on somewhat of a charge. Oh, hang on. No, they caught back up into DRS. We love to see it, keeping us on our toes.
Yeah, everyone's going so slow in this last part of the track.
There's rain. Look at the halo.
There's rain! Okay, let's go. Now we're really going to see what happens here. Gabor Chontos into the pit. He's going to be the first driver to go straight in. He's obviously probably going to be on intermediates. Wet tyres are not the most useful. Going in very early, no one else joining him. Actually, Jarno, Julian, Nicholas Longy, Yoni Torma at the back deciding that they are going. They were in a better position. Some of the guys had already passed the pit lane. So, will that do better for him? It depends on how tough this lap is. Let's look at someone like Leoland. He's right up top. Let's see if he's struggling driving this. I got a funny feeling the dry tyres might have been better for one more lap, but who knows?
One more lap, but again, no one is completely well versed on this year's game just yet when it comes to the changing conditions. There are quite a lot of instances where it's not the most clear, as we see the Red Bull of Lucas Rapasa trying to get past Brendan Lee's kick, as we see another dive bomb of the 2 V-carbs going side by side. A bit of wheel banging again as Otis Lawrence making the move stick on a couple of those guys. PA11. Otis Lawrence, what a guy.
He's absolutely on one as we have Jack West getting overtaken by Berlin Elikis as well. Otis Lawrence is putting his mark down on this lobby. He is definitely doing great. We'll see if that comes to fruition. It definitely did last week. Jack West Fourth place has to let Brilliant Elicus stay in front, but 5.8 seconds now, that gap. It's just getting bigger and bigger. Yarno has lost DRS. It's not by much. Should be maintainable to get back at least. Ooh, very close. I feel like there's still a decent amount of grip here, but let's see if most people come in at this stage, as we should see in a second. Yep, everyone's coming in. Diego Zorzo, 3-second time penalty, and Duncan Hoffman, a 3-second time penalty as well. Ouch.
Yeah, that Duncan Hoffman one was last lap. But I've been trying to look at the gap between P16 and P17. It was coming down ever so slightly, so the intermediates upon halfway round last rotation of the circuit was quicker, but then we saw Longuet and the Kick Sauber of Julian going toe-to-toe, so they were actually holding each other up a fair amount. Not the most ideal, but it is what it is. We keep moving. So you can see here, interesting to see where they're actually going to come out. I'm very surprised to see the top 4 sticking it out on the slicks, because it is very obvious that the intermediates are the quicker tyre right now.
Yeah, wait, I'm so bad at this job. I didn't even realise the top 4 are on hards for 1 extra lap. That seems a bit much. I'm sure they know better than we do, but I feel like Yarno always does this in particular. It just always does a weird strategy, and most of the time it ends up working, which is quite awesome. But this one, I don't understand that gap's not big enough. They are going to go quite far down. As we see, Leo Lund, he's the leader on the intermediates, so the lap that most people went in looks to be the correct lap to go on. They didn't lose a bunch of positions, etc. They kept that order. I feel like they nailed it, stayed out 1 extra lap. But looking at the back, I'm seeing big names. It's a very strange race.
It is a very strange race, but that's kind of what we were hoping for. A little bit of rain, a little bit of a mix-up, because the first 10 laps were not stagnant, but they were pretty samey, a couple of moves here or there, but this is a good mix-up. We do love to see weather making an impact, and surely the top 4 got to come in this rotation, surely. They're going around the last corner. Yeah, there we go, all 4 pit, all 4 pit.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to be far behind, though. I've got a funny feeling. Look at how people are already on the straight. So here we go. Leo Lund taking the actual lead of the race. Larry Tolkien in second. Gabor Chontas third. Lucas Blakely, he's one of the hard guys, going all the way down to the back. Jack West and Brendan Lee in your top 5. But the top 3 are gone. There was too much fighting between Jack West, Brendan Lee, and Luca Rapassa. And there you go. No DRS for them. The way it's looking, it's going to take a lot for there to be a safety car. So I'm concerned.
Yeah, definitely will be. Oh my god, as you say that, we see a Red Bull for Papassa just barrel into the rear wing of Brendan Lee. That's not how you do that corner, sir. What are you doing? But one thing I wanted to say about it, Jana Watmir and the hard runners that could just come in, I guess maybe they lost less because they didn't double stack. That's the only logical reasoning as to why I think they stayed out.
Which is viable. I've just found myself that the double stack sometimes is just worth it, you know? I had to overtake going for Belen Elikis. Diego Zorzo getting into it. Zorzo, he's got some good speed. Went off track earlier with his little incident with Brendan, but will be looking to get back into it. And honestly, still in a good position. Belen Elikis obviously doing strong as well. A little bit. We're spreading out the tiniest bits. Danny Berezny himself in 17, sorry, is a little bit behind his Vampuki, who's also kind of out of that DRS range. If it dries up and these gaps continue, it could look quite tough for them. But Danny Berezny, 17th place, as you can see the moves. Otis Lawrence up 10 spots, Adam.
Told you. Told you. He's sick. He's great at the game. He's a great driver, and I seriously think he is currently on route to be a potential driver of the day, but it's 13 laps out of 58. We've got a long way to go yet. Don't want to make any early calls. But what I do want to say is Lucas Blakely must be not feeling the most optimistic right now. He's sitting 4 seconds behind Jana Watmir. They pitted on the same lap, I believe, and that looked a bit wide to me. That might have been a warning for Lucas Blakely. I could be wrong. But very, very tight margins when it comes to warnings here. Ah, dearie me. And Brendan Lee as well, 2.3 seconds behind Jack West. Not quite as great as he would like up there, isn't it?
No, there's definitely I've noticed a difference in pace when we get into the rain. So in the dry, they're all quite similar. But yeah, definitely the rain, it's just not been learned yet, I don't think, properly. It's random track. Oh, look at Rapassa going for the move. Gets it done. Gets stopped in time. Oh. Will Brendan Lee have it? No. Tries to go down the other side, but has to stay back for now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, when it's dry, you have the DRS to sort of level everything out. So there's nothing really to separate everyone as long as you can stick within that 1 second. He's going for another move on the outside on turn 9. I guess Lucas Opasa really wanted that switchback to pay off, but he's now trying to do it again. No, not so much. Not so much, mate. He is probably breathing in a lot of fumes from that exhaust, from that kick salver. Trying to go around the outside there. Lost a bit of grip on the marbles. Nothing doing there. Just sticking behind one more time, and I bet you that's going to carry on going throughout the next lap.
Yeah, definitely. Brendan just becoming an absolute tank in this part of the track. Will he be able to hold him off? I got a funny feeling Luca's going to have to make a move. It looks like Brendan's slowing him down a little, you know what I'm saying? So he's going to just have to look at that and either lose time or go for it. The dirty air can be quite bad, but he's also used quite a bit of battery for that as well.
Yeah, he exhausted quite a lot there. And I reckon Brendan is running quite low winged, hence why his pace has just dropped off in these intermediate conditions. One person that is slowly starting to creep back, Lucas Blakely. He's gained at least like 0.7 at last lap. As we see a move, Otis Lawrence trying to make it number 12 up to P9 on Andre Molnar. Beautiful move. Textbook. Up he goes.
Yeah, number 12 indeed, Adam, yes. Okay, banging.
Wait, oh yeah,
it's 11. Sorry. Okay, let's look back. Look at Rapaz in 6th place as well. Oh, we're getting very close to Brendan. Needs to make a move. It's now or never. It feels like got himself some battery. As we see a fight actually going down. Julian Klaffenbach and Nicholas Longy getting very close as well. Don't count out Ishmael Fassi. He's in that as well. Will Julian make it 3-way? Looks like we're all getting into form. Oh, wanted to go down the inside, has to go round the outside, blocked there. Can he actually make this stick? Looks like a good grip, but no, will have to stay back for now.
Absolutely. The one thing here is, oh, what a late lunge from Otis Lawrence on the Mercedes. Makes it number 12. You've got to love it. That's the kind of cojones we like to see in this league.
Yeah, that was banging. I can't lie. That was good. That was good. That's what should have happened in the F1 Sim, but sadly didn't. Nicholas Longy as well, quite close to the back of Ishmael Fassi. Balint Elikas gets a 3-second. The Mercedes in front actually get really close with Andrew Milner. And Jake Benham, don't count him out as well, going around the outside. Can he make it stick? Realizes has to back off, tries to get the switch back, gets his foot and will be entitled to space. Is he going to keep it? He does. Fair play.
Whether he's entitled to space or not, you never know if it's truly going to be given until you're halfway around the corner. But I get your sentiment, 100%. Lucas Blakely now 2.5 off the back of Jarno. If he carries on this pace, he will catch up within the next few laps. As we see some side-by-side, as people are seeing opportunities arising as we enter more into this wet weather running. Love to see it. Love to see the shake-up that is happening. And Nicholas Longy lining up a move, potentially trying to get a good bit of slipstream. Banging wheels with the other kick salvo of Julian, trying to surely make a better exit here as they try. Oh, bit of ghosting there for the Mercedes as contact was made by Julian. Oh, no, nothing really doing for Nicholas there. Nicholas there, only going through the ghosted car of the Mercedes. But that's something. That's one more move done for Nicholas.
Yeah, definitely. Yanni Torma going on the inside of Balint Elikas, who's just losing spots. It almost feels like he's been sort of muscled out of a few spots there. It's not what you like to see sometimes. But honestly, in a lobby like this, sometimes you just need to get your elbows out and mark your spot, you know, and people won't just attempt things. Let's look at Otis Lawrence. He's got a little bit of catching up to do with Diego Zorzo, so we'll come back to him in a second. It seems to be settling slightly, but this sort of battle right now is quite interesting from like sort of 10th, 11th, 12th, that sort of area. We have Jarno again, 19th. He started in 19th, and he is in 19th. And he's either struggling a little bit, or he's just playing this long game, just sort of staying out of trouble. But if I was him, I would much prefer to be in Otis Lawrence's spot. East Van Puke gets that move done on his teammate. Looked almost like team orders there.
A little bit of team orders, but do they exist here? Not 100% sure on that one. Beautiful. Look at that. Number 12 for Otis Lawrence. Second biggest winner is 6 overtakes for Julian, sitting in P12 for the kick Sauber. Lucas Blakely. Oh, no. Lucas Blakely isn't our biggest loser. Biggest loser at the minute is the Mercedes of Balint. But then again, I'd rather be in P16, not P20, personally.
True, but psychologically losing I mean, it's all a bit rough, isn't it? I'm sure we'll see them come back into it a little bit later, especially if a safety car throws stuff up, because we're getting a bit spicy. I have noticed that now. definitely something could happen. Quite close between Yanni Tormala as well, trying to get in front of Nicholas Longe. Not happening. Andrew Molnar about a second behind Otis Lawrence. Has to... Otis as well, he's sort of slowed down a little. I don't know if he's just been back into sort of tyre management phase. Just deciding that he's just going to stay behind 5th place. He's definitely got a top 5 right in him. It's going to be trying to catch up to Jack, to the top 3, sorry. That even Jack's a little bit far away. It's going to be quite hard to get up there. He might need a bit of luck to go his way.
Yeah, and to be honest, I bet you that's what quite a few of these drivers are thinking. I would like a little bit of luck towards the later half of this race with the safety car. That would be what I'd be praying for anyway. That's normally what saves my races. So anything that can save my race because skill issues are so prevalent. Anyway, I must say, it is weird to see the RB logo right next to Lucas Blakely's name. Obviously, we've been used to him being with McLaren for so long, and he's now within 0.5 of Jarno Opmeer. Perhaps he could save a bit of battery and start to potentially prod at the rear wing of Opmeer. As we see, again, Jarno doing nothing really at the minute, right? They're very back there. But again, I kind of want to go onto his stream, have a little listen in to what is going on from his point of view.
All going bad to worse for Balint. Just loses grip there. Loses another spot. Jarno gets up to 18th. Balint just struggling a little bit. His mentality will be down a little. It's a bit rough to see. Well, okay, look at Rapasa getting that move done finally on Brendan Lee, but Brendan's not giving it up. Going side by side, going down his long DRS straight again. If they lose any more time, Diego Zorzo's going to have a look at that as well. But Brendan back into the lead. Must have those low wings. Oh, Diego Zorzo getting right in there. Okay, has to drop back a little, but he's definitely won both of these spots, getting a little bit feisty.
Getting very feisty indeed. I think Brendan is trying to do a bit of whoa what, he just cut him straight off. Oh, a bit of touchy going into that corner yet again. P6 and P5, that train is looking hungry. They are looking to pounce at any given opportunity, as the top 4 are sort of in their own little world right now. They're just sort of managing their tyres, making sure they get as big of a gap as possible without pushing too hard and putting into a barrier.
100%. Otis Lawrence getting very close to the back of Diego Zorzo. That little bit of fighting. These 3 drivers have been a bit spicy, so we're going to see what happens there. Julian Clappenbach going into the pits. I'm not too sure if damage or whatnot has happened or needs to change of tyres, but it seems a bit early, I would have thought. He's definitely not going on to wets, right? Yeah, no.
It couldn't be. It couldn't be because of anything other than damage, I can imagine. Yeah. Around a track like this, you do surprisingly need a lot of downforce. Obviously, there are some very, very long straights, but if you don't have any downforce, you're not going to be in a position to make use of that top speed come the DRS zones, come the really, really long straights. So, surely damage.
Definitely. Otis going to go for this move. He kind of like fakes it a little. Diego Zorzo goes straight and deep. Has to go wide. Just gets it slowed down. But will he lose a spot now, Otis Lawrence? Does he have the grip to get around under a 10th of a second? 0.600s, but no. Diego Zorzo is pushing, but will it be enough? Has to go around the outside, but will the Red Bull stop him? Seems to get it done. Stay on board with the camera. It's not going to be letting go yet, but Otis now has that inside line. Should be able to just take this corner, get braked early, and gets that done. Another move up to 7th.
If my math serves me correct, that's 13 places that Otis has made up now. Incredible scenes. If he gets to the front of this train, maybe they can potentially use Otis Lawrence's pace to catch up to the back of Jack West, but that's a big ask. 7.2 seconds if and when, in my opinion, Otis gets to the front of this lot. Brendan Lee, I'd love to dive into the mind of Brendan Lee. I'm currently diving into the mind of Jarno Opmeer as I'm watching his stream. He's not saying a single word, so he is locked in. I would love to find out where his thoughts are right now. But we'll see what he can do. I'm going to go tuck into Brendan Lee's stream and I'll come back with some news.
Yeah, no bother. So, this is tough, right? Because this is a new game. This is a new way of racing. We are noticing it's a lot harder on certain tracks to overtake on. We're seeing some in this DRS straight, but to actually get up there, it seems like you need to be super aggressive. You need to be the Otis Lawrence of this lobby. But not everyone can be that, right? Otherwise, there's just more stuff's going to go wrong. But he seems to be absolutely nailing it so far. Quite impressive when you see some of the other pros still doing well. Like Nicholas Longy up 5 spots. Fair play, man, you know? But just seeing that, like up 13 spots from 20th to 7th on the same strategy as everyone else, he is absolutely on something today.
Absolutely on something. And a similar story over on Brendan Lee's chat. Quiet as a mouse, not saying a single word, locked in. But what I do find is interesting, he's not hiding any of his MFD or whatever, swapping between his tyre wear and pressures and temperatures and everything. Obviously now that he's quote-unquote retired from professional sim racing, I guess he doesn't really mind as much. But still obviously racing in that Kick Sauber that he retired from last season. I have asked in his chat, how's it going? No response just yet. I will let you know if he responds to me, but I doubt it. He is so focused. And Otis Lawrence in that P7 position. I bet he's thinking, oh, here he comes.
That's not what I'm thinking. So, Jake Benham in 10th place. He's looking very close to the back of Andrew Molnar. And Diego Zorzo has actually lost a bit of time. For someone that was being quite aggressive and fighting quite hard with Luca Rapassa and Brendan Lee, seems to... Oh, Jake Benham nearly takes out Andrew Molnar. Gets his stop just in time. I feel like these pros are amazing to just get it on the edge, right? Like, even the contact usually doesn't lead to a spin out. Keeps it just enough. Has he got anything to say in this corner? It's going to have to be a lunge, and I feel like he's went for it. He's just going to go for it, put himself down there, and still gets it stopped and rotated.
Stops and rotated, a little bit of touchy-touchy, but that's okay on this handling model, not handling model, on this contact model. You can just about get away with that one. As we see up and down the order, just having a little bit of a gander. P20 of Julian, when he pitted and came out, he was about 15 seconds behind P19. Maybe, just maybe, it might have been a smart call boxing and trying to get a massive undercut on some of these runners who are currently still out on their first set of intermediate tyres. You never know, this rain might last for quite a while, as we see on Brendan's stream. He did just check the weather. Nothing really giving there from Mark in-game. It was like, oh, Inter's his fastest tyre for now. I'm not going to tell you what you wanted to know. It's just going to give you some useless information that you already knew. Sorry, that sounded like a right dig. It wasn't meant to be. Obviously, some people are having the telemetry data of just how long rain lasts. Mark doesn't seem to have that. And you see everyone at the minute is keeping quite calm and collected. Jake Benham sniffing on the back of the McLaren of Andre Molnar. I reckon he's going to send it on this corner, and Andre knows it. Oh, as we see him go around the outside. Trying to be switchback. No, nothing doing. Parked it nicely on the apex. Andre did. That's some good defending.
Yeah, no, that was good. It's a little bit tough for him. Diego Zorzo really losing Otis Lawrence now. That's a bit strange to me. But Otis Lawrence keeping up with Luca Rapassa, who himself actually has to stay behind. Haven't seen any moves here. No, Ismail Fassi going to stay behind as well. Looks like we're just staying single form for now. That gap to Jack West, though, is just getting longer and longer. 8.4 to Brendan, who's having to defend a little because, as I'm speaking, Luca Rapassa wants to go round the outside. Absolutely sends that one. Is it enough, though? Brendan Lee's not going to let it go. Little bit of wheel bang and push to the edge of the track. Is there anything that can be done going into this right-hander? Look at Rapassa just send that. You gotta respect it, Brendan Lee. Hopefully we'll be back next lap, but you gotta respect that.
Yeah, I've got to respect it. Again, I'm still currently on board with Brendan. No reaction. None at all. But then again, you've got to keep your cool in these kind of situations. You've got to keep it calm, collected, just stick with the guy ahead, not dip and lose too much. But Otis Lawrence must be thinking, if he got past him, I can too. Up next.
Yeah, definitely. Nicholas Longy getting quite close as well. Okay, nothing to be doing there. It's probably not a wise move going in turn one anyway, but I'm sure we'll see it later. But yeah, the same names, these massive household names in F1 esports are just facing a new challenge, and I think right now they're struggling a little bit on how to adapt. We all know they've got the capability of it, but they are definitely finding a new challenge here in this game, is that this is going to be quite rough. If you're caught at the back in a track like this, you getting to the front is going to be very difficult.
Julian is now 7 seconds behind P19. A couple laps ago, that was 9 seconds. So those newer intermediates are doing good work. Like, maybe he can make this work. Maybe he might be on for a win here.
Yeah, fair play. As real fast, I think he's going to try and make a move. Nicholas Longy as well is right behind him. Let's get on board with him just to see. It's almost going to be 3 wide. No, Ferrari's going to take first. What is the Haas going to do? Yo, it's getting very close between Nicholas Longy and Jake Benham. They're not going to let it go going around. And no, Nicholas just has to stay back for now.
Brendan Lee, by the way, current tyre wear, worst tyre, you're looking at one of the rears, 15%, 1.5. Which, to be honest, I thought it was going to be more than that.
Yeah.
That offset from P20, maybe not as large as we thought, but it seems to be working. Those couple of percentages are definitely doing good work for the Kick Sauber down in last place. What are your thoughts on the race so far? What we're going to see? Predict, use your Oracle Ball. What do you think, Scott?
Honestly, see if I'm one of the challengers in this race, like Leo Lance, Larry Tilke, Gabor Chontis, sorry. I have never seen a better opportunity to win one of these races. This is insane. Like, let's be fair, these are insanely fast drivers. I'm not taking anything away from them, but we do usually see your Otis Lawrence, Jarno Opmeers, getting really close between Nicholas Longy there around the outside. Jake Benham as well. Yanni Tormala wants some of it. Just has to stay behind for now. But yeah, I'm looking at these pros struggling, and I'm like, this could be someone's first race win in a league this competitive. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. Sorry, I was just listening to Mark on Brendan's stream, trying to listen to some of the weather. But again, he didn't have a clue. So there's that.
It's getting spicy. It's getting spicy. I'm sorry to interrupt. Nicholas Longy just loses a couple of spaces. He's from Puki, Jake Benham, and Yanni Tormala. Absolutely going for this, Adam.
Absolutely going for this, and we love to see this. We love to see it. About 5 cars in a scrap for just one position. Wonder who's going to come out on top. Wonder who's going to lose a bit of front wing as we see Ismail Fassa with a 3-second time penalty. Multiple corner cutting warnings going into turn 9. We see a side-by-side Longy and Pookie. Bit of contact there, but that's just what happens in this game. Bit more contact as the next one goes along. Only very slight as we see Longy up the inside of Pookie, taking P13. Pookie surely wants that position back, got half the battery to use if he so wishes, but we see a 1.1 gap between 10th, or 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Yeah, like, honestly, all these pros at the back, it's like they're all trying to get further and they're all just slowing each other down. It's like a cause and reaction thing that's not going too well. Yanni Tormala getting away slightly, not too much, but it's like there's a little tiny gap there. Diego Zorzo is still 3 seconds behind Otis Lawrence, who's calmed down a little bit for now. But yeah, no, this is, if Danny Berezny, he's sniffing as well. Like, he doesn't like to be down here. We've had him on very close, nearly went into the back. We've heard from him quite a bit in this league. He's here to win. He's not here to be at the back. So I'll be curious what he's thinking right now.
He'll be thinking that flashing light of that Mercedes in front is looking like a target, as he's surely going to... no, he's not. Surely, I eat my words. I thought he was going to go for a very, very late lunge there. He was looking like he was eyeing it up, but probably the safer option to play it off. Not go for that audacious lunge. But yeah, he's definitely thinking, as are most of the people who are 0.4 seconds to the car ahead, is there must be an accident or some kind of contact. As you see, Lucas Blakely trying to make a bit of a move on Jarno Opmeer. Blakely so far gets the move done with a bit of contact. Might there be a point there? Lucas Blakely, I think, owned up to that one, eased off the throttle just a little bit, gave Jarno back the position. Fair is fair. Well done. Yeah,
not fair as well. That's the Scottish for you, mate. That's the Scottish for you. Right. Okay, so yeah. I'm feeling a bit sorry for Lucas Blakely right now. Great driver. Nice guy. But anyway, they're all at the back there. Danny Berezny coming into the pits. Okay. That's it. What? 12 lap old tires just becoming 13. He's into the pits now. That's strange. I don't think the tire wear would have been that crazy. Maybe you know something we don't, or maybe there's damage getting fixed. Actually, let's jump on board. The wheel looks it looks fine, and he's not lost that much time. So I've got a funny feeling that was just strategy. I want new tires.
Yeah, maybe he'd take a look at the Kick Sauber that was making up. Oh my god, 2.5 seconds now. Yeah, I bet you when Danny Berezny comes out, watch his time fall. That severe undercut is going to serve him very, very well. Perhaps these guys know that the rain might last for quite a while, and putting on fresh inters might be the best play. I'm telling you now, there are going to be some not fastest laps pumped in, obviously, overall lap, because we started in the dry, but there are going to be some significantly faster laps pumped in by Danny Berezny from here on out.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, Otis still up 13. He's just chilling for now. Let's look at who else we got. We've got Andrew Milner, he's about half a second behind. Everyone's just calmed down a little. There was a bit of wheel barge, and everyone's tried to get a few spots, realised it's very hard. Do you know who's actually getting closer? Jack West is definitely catching up to Larry. Now, is that because Larry's losing Gabor? Potentially. But, or sorry, Leo, like, up into 6 seconds in the lead, if you know what I mean. Like, Gabor and Larry are losing him a little. I think that's why Jack West has been able to catch up. But he's getting closer. That gap was at 5 seconds, let's say 5 laps ago. So that just shows how much Jack West has ate into that.
If we look up and down the field and even on the track map as well, everyone's sort of now settling within about a second of the car ahead. Don't know if that's intentional or if everyone's now in their position and they can all sort of just spread out a little bit more. Let's just take a little note. Danny Berejne crossing the start-finish line, 11.5 seconds to P19. I wonder what it's going to be at the same point this time around next lap. Looking up the order though, we haven't been on board in quite a while with the sister Ferrari. Ismail Fassi obviously doing well in P10, maybe faking out a move as that fake worked beautifully on Andre Molnar. Mind games. We love to see it. Not only do mind games happen between engineer and driver from Ferrari in real life, they happen between Ferrari and McLaren in game on Ironman. What words? Ironman.
Okay, there.
No, I won't. No, I won't. But yeah, sister Ferrari up in P1, 6.3 seconds, just extending that lead just ever so slightly on Gabor from 0.5 on last lap. Pretty lonely race for Leo, but he can sort of afford to just take it nice and easy, look after the tyres. That looked like maybe not a warning. Very close to, though.
Yeah, no, he's going to be nervous as a swear word. Do you know what I'm saying? He's going to be like, I'm in first place. This is my race to win because he's 6 seconds ahead. If he sees a safety car, I don't mind a safety car because it's fun for us, but if he sees a safety car, he's going to be gutted.
He will indeed, but also if he sees Danny Berejne on the better strategy, maybe he's thinking, "Oh, I've got a bit of time here to potentially do the same thing, get an undercut." But also, you don't want to be in a dirty air of everyone behind. But saying that, Danny Berejne kept track of it, only 0.5 gain over P19, so it's not massive. I thought it was going to be bigger than that, if I'm being completely honest. By my estimations, everyone up and down the field on their first intermediate set of tyres will be sitting around about somewhere between 20 and 25% on their worst tyre. I thought there was going to be a bigger gain, but obviously P19 is gaining on P18 because they are also on fresher tyres by about 6 or 7 laps. Maybe it might work out. Yet to be seen. Yet to be seen.
Yeah, did you see how aggressive Joni Tormola's turning was there? I was so aggressive. You know, it's that like technique. Well, let's look back here. We have an overtake. Oh, yes, let's go, mate. Right, Julian in 18th, Valent in 19th. Let's go. Overtake of the lap award. Absolutely done. Right, Andrew Milner, half a second behind as well. Jake Benham. Yeah, everyone's just settled. Their tyre wear must be quite bad. Like, I'm sure it will all come back to us a bit later. It's still a big train, but I can't believe just how far. Oh, Jack West actually getting even closer now. Nearly broken into that under 1 second mark. It's still raining, as we can see. Still looks like it's raining quite heavy. I got a funny feeling they'll still be with us for another 10 laps or so.
Water is wet. As we see, Larry taking a bit more of a wider line. I don't think that was intentional, in all honesty. In this game, in the F1 game, wet lines don't really exist, to be honest with you. In other sim games, proper sim games, not simcade games, such as F1 games. Oh, I'm just saying. You kind of don't really take a different line when it is wet compared to the dry line. You kind of just stick with the dry line. Dry line does form, and you have a little bit of extra grip coded into the game, but you still want to be onto the wet stuff, cool down the tyres a little bit. These inters have been known to overheat just a little bit, as we see here. Lucas Blakely proving my point exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Tough race for these guys. Honestly, this is going to be an eye-opening race for a lot of these pros. Looking forward into this game cycle, looking into some of the races that will be happening, you know, in other sort of kind of big F1 leagues, and also the sim racing when that gets together. This is going to have to be noted down by people, as in, we have these insanely fast drivers, and after 29 laps, Yarno's only up 3 spots. Lucas down 7.
Berlin is down 17.
Yeah,
Big yikes.
I wasn't going to say
Big
that,
yikes.
but you decided to, so there you go.
Well, you've got to commend the winners, and sometimes the losers are just in your face there, and you got to say it. But then again, Berlin will look at this back and be like, you know what? I know what to improve on, and next time I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be in that position. Adam Sanderson is not going to call me out on the stream ever again, unless it's for good things.
Oh, Adam. Okay,
Oh,
we'll see.
Adam.
We'll see if that works for you. Jack West, 6/10 of a second. All right, we're getting close now. Is he going to make a move on Larry? Larry's absolutely losing second place. This is not taking anything away from Jack West, but I do think that's a main reason why he's now right behind him. Larry and Gabor were very close to each other. Leo Lund and Gabor, that is still the same gap. If anything, it's a few tenths higher, which is incredible. Ismail Fassi coming down the inside of Diego Zorzo, who doesn't want to let it go. What's going to happen?
An overtake is what's going to happen. Get it nice and stopped for the... that is technically a chicane. Obviously, it's a bit more spread out than a chicane, but it is a chicane at the end of the straight. Bit of a hairpin and a sharp right. As we see... that was pretty textbook, to be honest with you. Overtake on the straight with a bit of slipstream. Get it stopped. Bosh. Normal order is resumed after that.
Yeah, definitely. Going on to Otis Lawrence, last week's race winner by a whopping 12 seconds. If anything, Leo Lund has given a good attempt to replicate that. But Otis seems to just be relatively happy in 7th place right now. Not really catch... Wait, is that a lapped car in front of Brendan? No, is that... No, it's the Red Bull of Luca Rapassa. So yeah, he seems to just be happy to chill around here. He needs to kind of get to the front, I guess, for the dry. Maybe there's some sort of attempt to get up to Jack West. But honestly, without a safety car, I just don't see... I don't see how that's going to happen.
I do not see how it's going to happen either. People are shaking out to the positions where I believe they will continue to be for many laps to come. As we see, just by the way, yeah, P4, Jack West on this straight. I am going to use my crystal ball. It's going to get slipstream, dive it up the inside, get the move done on the outside, I reckon. Oh, I'm wrong. On the inside. Lovely stuff. Easy on the brakes. Don't lock up. Oh, I think we just saw P4. Oh, there we go. Job done. Job done. Both of them were a bit tentative on the brake there. Both of them lost a bit of traction. But nice move. Nice move from the Aston Martin man, Jack West.
Yeah, definitely, Larry. Getting a bit close. I think wanted to try and sort of compete with that, but he's used a lot of battery. Jack West is going to take that spot. Now Jack West's challenge is if he can clear that 2.6 seconds, get up to Gabor, get himself a 2nd place. Going back down to the field, we have Jake Benham. 4/10s, half a second off. Yoni Tormala and the Alpine, it'll be guided with that 3-second time penalty. That's, especially if there's a safety car later, that's going to mess them all up. And again, going down to the back, we've got Danny Berezny, 7.6. It's not really working exactly how he would have thought right now. If other people come into the pits, and sure he's going to gain some spots, but honestly, at this moment in time, it's all just a little bit surprising. Abu Dhabi, didn't think it would be this hard for people, but we've formed into that train. Slipstream's a bit strong, and the dirty air's keeping people out with half a second.
Yeah, exactly that. New game, new challenges. We aren't fully aware of how this is going to always play out when we get drivers of this caliber racing against each other until the first competitive match is raced. And it's a good learning curve for just about everyone going into other competitive races after this. Just how it might shake out, just what strategy calls you might want to make differently, what setup changes you might want to make differently if this is going to be the case every single time, because it's looking quite tricky to overtake anyone just about here.
Yeah, but you know who is doing absolutely incredible? Leo Lund. Let's just have a minute, right, for Leo Lund. He's 8 seconds ahead of this entire lobby. We have some of the best pros in the world champions. Do you know what I'm saying? And he is 8 seconds ahead, absolutely kicking ass. Leo Lund, incredible.
Can you just tell me it was a PG stream?
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
But
And
he
just
is
remind
right.
me, he is doing a tremendous job out front. And just remind me and the viewers at home, who are the pros and who are the challengers, por favor?
Yeah, so see if you're looking at names like Danny Beresney, Lucas Blakely, Jarno Watmere, Duncan Hoffling, Istvan Pukki, Nicholas Longe, Jake Benham, Yoni Tormala, Ismail Fassi, Otis Lawrence, and up until very recently, Brendan Lee, maybe Jack West as well. You're looking at some of the top esport pros in this game, hands down. Some incredible drivers. So when we're looking at Leo Lund, Gabor Chontis, Larry Tulkin, look at Rapasa as well. Diego Zorzo and Andrei Molnar, I'm looking at that going, yous are doing very, very well. There's a lot of pros. For you to win this in your category, let's just put the challengers into a category, you would be expecting to be anywhere from 9th to 11th place, right? And that's what you would consider your victory.
100%. So there we go. Leo Lund, not one of the esports pros, but commanding this race. And if you just look at you can look at the intervals, look at the gaps for the seconds there, but just look at the track map. Look at it. Look at that spread. Look, he's in nowhere near anyone in the good way.
It's amazing. And do you know what? I love to see it. I'm sorry, I do love to see it. I love watching the pros do the last to first. Like we all do, because it's incredible to see. But do you know what? He's holding his own. And he's not made a mistake, he's not got a time penalty, he's not damaged his car, he's not letting the pressure get to him at this moment. It's lap 34 now with 58, he's got like 24 laps left to not mess this up, and he's going to have the best win of his career, I would imagine.
I would imagine so too. Getting quite wide on the last corner there. I'm sure he didn't pick up a warning, but I would be taking it a bit easier. Personally, if I had that much of a lead, I wouldn't be trying to push the limits of the track and not get any silly warnings when you don't need to.
I know, but that's why we're at the back and some of these fast people at the front,
Yeah,
right?
that's why
They maintain, they maintain such high speeds and excellence throughout each lap, which you kind of have to, right? You can't let Gabor start to catch up, because that's going to mess with you. You know, if you see that time going down, it's going to start to mess with you. Which is so hard. So, look at Andrew Molnar getting a little bit close to the back of Zorzo, but Yoni Tormala as well might be trying to make a move here. Let's see. Jump on board them. Got a lot of battery. Going to the outside. See, I find this interesting. So, they're going to the other side of the track. Why are they doing that, Adam?
So, let me take you to score. 2 reasons. First up, cooling down the tyres. That has been a thing throughout many of the games. Good thing to do, good practice to have. But also in this year's game, it is so easy to overheat your engine. Now, obviously, when your engine overheats, top speed, acceleration is decreased ever so slightly. They're doing that to get out the dirty air, so they have cooler air straight into the inlet just above their heads in-game to cool down their engine. That's what they're trying to do. Twofold, temperatures all around.
Yeah, I love it. Fair play, thank you very much. So quite an interesting dynamic into the top level of racing, because you're going to be so close all the time that you're going to need to not wear out your tires too much or get too hot, because that's all about F1, right? Usually the colder you are, the better you're doing in these sort of climates. So Otis Lawrence is caught right to the back. Brendan Lee is starting to lose Luca Rapasa a little. That was about 1.5 seconds a couple of laps ago. It's not much, but it's definitely getting a bit slower. Otis might have another move lined up here.
100%. I'm also looking a little bit further down the order. P20, Danny Beresney 2.1 behind P19. But then again, P19 has lost a bit of time to P18. So again, I think Danny Beresney is gaining quite well on the main pack, but might be a little bit deceiving with how slow P19 is currently racing. Well, I say how slow. I would still be nowhere near the pace of this guy, but you know, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, so nothing happened there with Otis Lawrence. We're looking at Andrew Molnar again, getting quite close. Ooh, looked a little bit slidey there. Grip will be. How long have they been on these tires? 23, 24 laps. That's actually insane. They must be screaming at this point.
They must be. I'm going to go into one of their chats and have a little look. Brendan Lee often swaps between his tyre percentages. I'll let you know when he flicks over, and I'll tell you what percentage they're at.
Right, perfect. Andrew Molnar 3 tenths behind Diego Zorzo. Will be looking to make a move soon, you would think. Otis Lawrence getting closer and closer to Brendan Lee, who is is getting further and further away from Luca Rapassa. It looks like he's struggling with this tire wear a little. Let's jump on board with Otis. Hopefully he's shaping up a move soon. I think let's see what his battery is. He's charging a little, but he is using more than what you would want at this stage. We want him to have a full tank of battery to be able to. You can see Brendan Lee flashing. It might be recharging, might not be. Imagine
nah,
you probably would.
43%.
Right, fair play. Okay, nothing yet from Otis. Can he make a move here, or does Brendan? I feel like Brendan had the low wings, right?
Yeah, I think so, and I think I might have just put him off going into that corner a little bit. Oops, my bad.
Very
47%. There we go. 47% Brendan Lee's on.
Right, that's screaming to me. Yeah.
Yeah. I respect Brendan for telling me that. I wouldn't have said that. In a race situation like that, I'll be hiding that up. You know, this is taken seriously. Obviously, where I race, it's not necessarily terribly sweaty, but this is a sweaty lobby. Every bit of information you don't want to give out, but Brendan Lee, what a guy. What a guy. 47% wear. I would like to know whether this rain is going to continue to the end of this race. Ooh, bit squirrely on exit, Brendan. Yikes.
Yeah, he's feeling the pressure a little from Otis, I think, at this stage, because he's losing, again, it's maybe like a tenth or two every lap to Luca Rapassa. We're nearly at 2.6 now, and Otis is just right there. I feel like there's only a matter of time before a move's made. Let's see, going into this. Oh, look at the sliding. Okay, if Otis just keeps this clean, that looked very close to the edge. If he keeps this clean, he may even make a move here, to be honest. Nope,
nah, not just yet. He's going to wait for a
doesn't
better
do it.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to lose much. Oh, Adam, we're not going to lose much time sticking behind for now. He's probably going to burn all of his battery, dump it on the main straight. I would imagine, well, main straight, the one of the back straights. Let's just see if this is true or not. But Brendan Lee going on to this back straight does have about 45, 6, 7, 48% battery of his own to burn. Otis has 20% battery. Wait, I've got so many screens on right now.
Oh, getting close. Diego Zorzo and Andre Molnar going absolutely close as well. Yoni Tormel is going to make a move. No, they're all just settling behind. Doesn't want to make the move yet. He had a lot of battery. He could have definitely made that move. He wants to see what Diego Zorzo's going to do. Going to send it down the inside. Give us a better camera angle, please. Gets it turned. A little bit of wheel bang, and the space has been given. McLaren's not letting go of this yet. Andre Molnar still just ahead, pushing them to the edge of the track, Adam.
Molnar, give a bit of room. That was literally only just a millimetre more, and they were both out of this race. It's only for his own benefit. Give a little bit more room, and then you'll both make it out alive. To see the house of Jake Burnham going around the outside of Yoni Tormela, nothing doing there, as they all just take a little bit of a second. As well, tell a lie, it looked like they all Constantined up very, very close, nose to tail. This is spicy. All of a sudden, everyone's come alive as they probably think we're all going to have to pit at some point or another very, very soon. Let's get a bit of track position, get a good in-lap, I can imagine, but I could be wrong. I'm not an engineer.
It's very rich when you talk about giving space. Do you understand that?
And this guy.
I'm sorry, it's a valid point. It comes with love, but it's a valid point, okay?
Well, don't overtake me, and you'll find out that there's more space behind me than beside me.
I love it. Right, yeah, we get 5-6 cars. They're all very close to each other. They've put Ismail Fassi in just a place of his own. We've not even been on him much. He's 6 seconds behind, 6 seconds ahead, right? He's just in the middle. Oh, Andrew Milner getting the overtake done there. Gets it done. We've also got Lucas Blakely and Julian Claffin. Let's jump on board with that as well. Getting very close to there. Basically neck and neck. Who is going to break last? Oh, they're doing a swap and putting on the inside. Oh, they're going to go into people. And he's taking them out. There was no space, Adam.
There was no space, but I'll tell you what, that was a good few swerves on the straight. If I was the FIA, I might be tempted to slap some of them with a couple of seconds penalty. You can't do more than one defensive maneuver. He did about 3.
Yeah, Andrew Milner loses a spot to Yoni Tormela, goes into 10th place right behind Diego Zorzo, and getting a little bit spicy now. Do you know what? Please, everyone's too nice. Give us some space, Andrew Milner. Get pushed just off the track. To be fair, space given. Amazing for 2 cars to get through this, but he's not letting it go. He's going to push him off to the wall. Gets that spot done. Jake Benham, 12th.
This is so spicy. More contact, side by side. Jake getting involved with Andre Molnar yet again. Wheel banging. Nicholas Longue overtaken by Pookie. Oh, I thought he was going to hit the wall. That was so close to the left side of Longue's car. As we see Longue going up the inside of Hoffland. Hoffland barged out on the rumble strips of the outside apex there, as everyone now starts to go single file through the right-hander, and I bet you someone's going to dive it up the inside. Don't know who it's going to be. I think it's going to be Duncan Hoffland on the outside of Longue, trying to go the long way around. Nothing really doing there. Bit of marbles on the outside there on Hoffland's tires. They will soon fly off into the distance. Oh, it's all spicy yet again. We love it.
Definitely. Diego Zorzo got into 9th place in front of Yoni Tormala there on the front of your screen. Duncan Hoffland's not going to let this one go right around the outside. Look how deep the Williams have went. How did he slow that down? There's no way that wasn't a crash. That's absolutely mad. Duncan Hoffland struggling 16th. The Red Bull nearly took the Mercedes out. Oh, mate. There's got to be a safety car. I'm calling it. 5 laps.
I think he did take out the DRS. What the hell? Everyone's going up the inside of everyone here. I think Jano Otmez. Oh my god, everyone's making moves. Longue, Duncan, Julian, Jano, Blakely, everyone's making contact, swapping positions left, right, and center as we see a Williams rejoining very interestingly. I think losing a bit of traction. Blakely going out wide, losing the rear end. Duncan Hoffler going sideways. Oh, the Kick Sauber losing out and gaining and losing out and gaining. Everyone is going crazy right now.
I feel like they're all raging to be at the back, and it's just now everyone's getting their elbows out. Yoni Tormala and Diego Zorzo getting very close as well. We're trying to keep up with all of these overtakes. Oh, I was a bit close. Diego Zorzo keeps in front there, going back down to Lucas Blakely. Almost had one of the best overtake moments of his life. Nearly overtook like 4 people going on that inside down the super long left-hander. It was amazing to see.
Amazing to see, and I would love to see if anyone has any slight damage, side pod or otherwise. Standard damage, I don't know if we do, as we see a move again attempted. Otis Lawrence up the inside of Brendan Lee. Ever so slight nudge. It's fine though, nothing really doing there. Keeps the position, does Brendan Lee. Ooh, he is under some significant pressure. Just a little bit of an update on the weather. We have about 10 minutes until dry, according to Mark.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we'll probably have maybe 10 laps. You would think maybe 8 laps of dry. That's going to be quite intense. All right, so Otis Lawrence, is he going to be able to make a move? Needs to recharge the battery. Probably not going to be making anything. Quickly jump on to Jake Benham, getting very close behind Johnny Tormala. Goes for the send, just pushed to the limit, but space just given a little bit of wheel banging again. Does he have the grip? Seems like he had the grip to keep that going. Fair play.
Only just got the grip. So Brendan Lee is my barometer in terms of tyre percentages because he shares it. Currently sitting around about 57% rear tyre wear on those inters of Brendan Lee. And I bet you some of these guys who are battling so far back there, they might have a lot more. So we might be reaching puncture territory come the end of this wet weather stint. That will be spicy.
I mean, true, that will be spicy. We are seeing people just get a little bit more, almost looking desperate for moves, right? Oh, it's just Lawrence getting quite close. Will he be making a move here? Looks like Brendan doesn't look very stable. There does look to be a little bit of sliding there. No wonder with tyres. Nicholas Longue, 3-second time penalty.
Unfortunate for Longue, but I tell you what, I bet you a lot of people are sitting very close to that third one. Oh! Weather update. Sorry. Mark is coming through on my left ear cup. Next couple of minutes, then it should be starting to dry up. Brendan Lee is not liking how long Mark was talking for just there. He talked for about 2 sectors in his ear.
Oh, Lucas Blakely getting very close there with Nicholas Longue again. Jumping on board with the 2 of them. Ah, there's touching again between Nicholas Longue and Lucas Blakely. Lucas just nudging his way through there, gets that done. I think we're going to see a little bit of a dive from Longue, so let's stay on board. Actually, he's ran out of battery. Look, he's losing the pace. He might not actually be able to do it. Julian gets in front as well, just absolutely steals it. Nearly 3 wide, Adam.
Oh, 3 wide. Oh my God, Duncan Hoffman has found a lot of grip on that inside line, trying to go up the inside again of Longue. Nothing really doing that. I surely got to back out of this one. That looks a bit dangerous to me. The McLaren steams in. Lovely bit of lock up there. Keeps the position, does Danny Beresnay. And you've got to remember, Danny Beresnay has the fresher tyres, so he could push a little bit harder and carve through this little field here.
Yeah, you are right. Just jumping back to Otis Lawrence again, coming onto that long straight as he's not saved too much battery here as well. Looks like he's having to use a lot to stay here, and when he gets to this long straight, realizing it's maybe going to be a little bit tougher than what he thought.
100%, and again, like I was saying earlier on, I believe, I don't know for certain, I believe Brendan's got a very much a dry weather setup on. Look at this straight. I bet you Otis is burning quite a bit, but that slipstream is not enough to potentially offset the lower wings that Brendan is running.
Yeah, definitely. More overtakes. Nicholas Longue, Danny Beresnay down the bottom of the field, just getting their elbows out ever so slightly. The only thing they're doing, though, is slowing everyone down. That train gap now to Ismail Fassi is 12 seconds. It was about 7 when I brought it up last time. It's now 12.
Ooh. Yikes. So, Pookie over the sausage curb. Again, this little pack loves to get their elbows out. I'll tell you what, this battling is doing them no good in terms of overall race pace. I think if there is no safety car, that's it. There's no chance of them catching up with Ismail Fassi, but I think we knew that for quite a while now. The best they could do here is P10, and obviously points go up to P10, so that's all they're fighting for. 1 point.
Yeah, thank you for fighting, though. We kind of needed this race. We kind of needed everyone just getting their elbows out. I'm having a lot of fun at the back here. Leo Lunge, you're doing banging, mate, but we'll come to you at the end. Congratulations.
Great.
But we're looking at Lucas Blakely right now, only 2 tenths behind. We get some of the top names in the world getting frustrated and giving us some banging racing.
Lovely stuff. 3 seconds penalty for Jake Benham. People are in the pits.
Ooh.
It has stopped raining. Stopped raining. But again, I do wonder. Uh-oh. Long gates.
I think that's a rage quit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd rage quit. I wouldn't necessarily call it a rage quit. I'd call it a strategic DNF.
Of course you would. Of course you would, mate.
Dear me. He's doing his own thing. Anyway, yeah, I don't know how long in this year's game it will stay slightly damp on track. Obviously, the visuals of the rain stopping is one thing, but when it comes to actually feeling it is a completely different. As we see Julian's rear end. Oh, that's just heart-wrenching to see from the kick salver there. Julian crossing over the white line on pit exits. We see the Mercedes and McLaren go side by side. The Esteban Pookie getting shoved off, losing 3 positions. Unlucky, sir. But we are going to start to see DRS is going to be enabled very soon, and that might spice things up. It might not as well. McLaren up the inside of another car. Sorry, I didn't actually see who that was. I saw a shadow moving past. Oh! Andre Molnar making contact with Isman Pookie on the rear end, losing a bit of traction, going sideways as this dry track is getting drier and drier. People are going to start pitting this lap. These intermediates are going to be cooked at this point.
Yeah, I'll bring a tyre wear up for every tyre position, sorry. Lucas Blakely, a 10-second penalty, corner cutting. What? I don't know if penalties get removed or not, and I don't know what is accurate or not, but we'll come back to that later. Gabor Chontis is definitely the leading car right now on the dry tyres, but Otis Lawrence came in early. Coming out of the pits. Where will he slot in? Few drivers still staying out, or race leaders staying out. I guess he's getting more that he can sort of play with. But yeah, getting a little bit spicy down the bottom. We can see all the drivers coming out for now. Yeah, very interesting to see. Looking at the stops, we've had Danny Beresnay's had 3 stops in 12 plays. You know, right next to Jarno, who's had 2 stops. So it's definitely not been the worst race for him.
If you just saw in the background there, underneath the tunnel, there was some fighting on the pit exit there. And that was quite spicy. Didn't actually see who was involved. I think they're still going at it. Joni Tormala is going side by side with Istvan Pookie, who's going to make it out alive. They're all going a bit sideways. Coming out of... Oh my God, my voice is going. Sorry. Oh dear, they're all getting very, very spicy. They're all swapping positions left, right, and centre. DRS is going to be enabled very soon. Lucas Blakely is out of the pits now after serving his 10 seconds for that corner cutting. I don't know quite what happened there in terms of... Turn 9 is causing a lot of headache for quite a lot of drivers here. Oh, off goes the kick salver.
Oh, nearly into the wall as well. We're going to lose a couple of spots. Actually gets a penalty for track limits because of that. a bit unfair, but Duncan Hofflin going for the move on Istvan Pukki, going to the outside, and does he have enough grip? We've seen this move struggle. He has hard tires compared to medium. He shouldn't have the grip and actually has to stay behind. Here is the tire information for everyone. Jarno Opmeer, Duncan Hofflin, the only 2 drivers on hards.
Only 2 drivers on hards. We have 4 runners still on the intermediates. Obviously, 2 of those, Benham and Molnar, Sky pitting now for the medium tyres. Obviously, hard tyres, interesting choice considering how many laps are left, but they are probably considering the fact that the medium tyres will get hotter than the hards, and perhaps at the end of the race, when people are a little bit desperate, that's when they can pounce.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Duncan Hoff, Diego Zorzo with a 3-second time penalty as well. We're still having Istvan Pukki coming. No, he's coming around. There's another car coming out of the pits there. Andrew Molnar down to 15th as well, not looking too good. Jarno Opmeer into the top 10 for the first time. Okay, so that's him up 9 spots. Balint Elikas with a 3-second. We're seeing quite a few of them. Look at that penalty list. That's more than what you would usually see. Jarno, too fast, left the DRS, gets it done, top 9.
Too fast, too furious. P9, 2 positions now. 2 points that he's going to be acquiring here if he stays in this position. Duncan Hoffman up the inside of the Istvan Pukki Mercedes. Can he make any more positions? Oh my god, more penalties. Larry with the 3-second multiple warning penalty there. Shouldn't be cutting his corners. These are going to determine quite a lot of these finishing positions, a lot of these penalties. If you can keep it clean, you might get 1 or 2.
Yeah, Istvan Pukki trying to make a move there on Duncan Hofflin, but not happening. They need to stop slowing each other down, obviously. Larry Tulke was quite high up, but he's kind of dropping down the spots here into 7th place. He's stayed out too long on those tyres, I think. That's not looking too good for him. This pack at the back, they're still doing their fight, and they're having fun, slowing each other down the whole way. The gap from Jarno to Ishmael is now 13 seconds. Ouch.
13 seconds. Big ouch, big oof.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be overcome unless something drastic happens. Leo Lund, that lead has been eaten into a little bit. 4.6 seconds was around about, well, 8-9 seconds when it was under intermediate conditions. Jack West on the rear of Luca Repassa. Must have been overtaken because I thought Jack West was in P3 at some point.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like I think they're just doing some swapping, doing their best to maybe try and get up to Gabor. Honestly, that gap between 2nd and 3rd was 6 seconds at one point, so 4.8 is a little bit of headwind for them, so fair play. Going back down to the bottom, Istvan Pukki very close behind Duncan Hofflin. This, if there's going to be an incident that brings out a safety car, I feel like it's going to be down here. I feel like everyone's a little bit close. We have Jarno Opmeer and Jake Benham, DRS overtake. Jake Benham gets it done long before the corner.
100%. If they're smart about it, you know what? Scrap that. Molnar up the outside of Pukki. Let's swap that around. Pukki up the inside of Molnar makes the move stick up to P15. They are swapping like hotcakes. I think that's an expression. Let's go with it.
Why not? Why not? Kick Sauber. Right, Julian. Not been the best race for him. Again, let's look at the positions gained. Otis Lawrence has gained 15. Oh, and Julian just goes off there. That must have been a track warning. Get a little bit of an advantage, so fair play. Staying within the DRS. Yeah, Otis Lawrence up 15. Jarno up 9. Danny Berezny up 5. Yoni up 3. Luca Rapassa up 5 as well. Fair play to him. Andrew Milner down 10, and Balench just, it's not been a good day for him. Down 17. And also, not a good day for Lucas Blakely. Having a rough one. We've seen it, but he's so fast when he can get it right.
Absolutely. If anyone can overcome it, he is one of those people. Just a little update on Otis Lawrence. He wants to work with Brendan Lee. He's asked some of his chatters to go tell Brendan, please let's work together and catch up Luca Repassa. It's not an insurmountable interval. 2.5 seconds can be worked well together, but obviously Jack West and Luca Rapassa could well do the same thing as well. Start DRS swapping, start working together. Who's to see how that will play out? That's going to be for the final step of the podium, because I don't think P1 and P2 are going to be overcome at any points. They are too far ahead. Leo pulling away a little bit, although Gabor's gap to Jack West has dropped down to 3.8 seconds. Was 4.8 seconds not too long ago.
Yeah, I'm loving this. Leo Lund has a chance to win this race. Not a name that we've seen win a race in Ironman as far as I'm aware. Julian Klaffenbach, another 3 seconds unlucky. And do you know what? I'm here for that. Like, that's what I love to see. I love to see another name coming in and winning an Ironman race. It's not always going to be Otis Lawrence, Jarno Watmere. Looks like Luca Rapace gets in front of Jack West for this DRS straight. Yeah, all they can do is try and work together to try and get up to second place. But other than that, not much. Let's see if Brendan and Otis were working together. Seems like they are staying behind. Also, Ismail Fassi and Larry Tolkien. Okay, Ismail Fassi's got someone to race with now. Awesome. He's not had that. Oh, talking about that, looks like they are switching, Adam.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty routine move of help me, Brendan. We need to move forward. You saw the flashing light on Otis's car, happily letting that happen. I don't think Otis had barely any battery left. He's sitting on 10% when that move happened. Ducking in and out of the streams from what I'm seeing anyway. Jake Benham overtakes Jarno Opmeer. Opmeer does have a lot of pace in hand on those hard tyres, which will serve him well from here on out. They will start getting, well, better than the medium soon, as we see a medium runner pumping in the fastest lap, Luca Rapace, with a 1:23.972. Interesting to see the end of this race. I bet, if I'm a betting man, I think Jarno Opmeer might overcome Jake Benham for P9, but yet to be seen.
Yeah, it's also not a position either of them want to be in, right? Jake Benham or Jarno fighting for 9th place, 13 seconds behind. It's definitely a major learning curve. I think a lot of people are going to be talking about this race this week and just pointing out just how hard it actually was. Because if this is how hard it is to overtake in some of these tracks, then qualifying almost becomes Monaco worthy, right? It's almost like you need to be at the top here, because if you have a bad qualifying session, and right now, unless you're Otis Lawrence and Jarno to an extent, you ain't getting points.
It's similar to Spain. The dirty air, if you are stuck behind it, it really does hurt your race. So if you're trying to carve through a field, no matter how good you are going to be affected by turbulence coming off the car ahead. So it does limit how fast you can carve through a field. It's going to be interesting for the rest of the season. And again, another reason why I quite like this year's game and the handling model and all that stuff, because it does mix up the strategies you are going to see. You saw some of the guys earlier trying to get the intermediates on with whilst other people were sitting on around about 20%. It's interesting to see different strategies employed here.
Yeah, definitely. Like, what do? Are you calm and just stay behind people, or do you need to get your elbows out? Like, it's kind of hard.
Gabo with a 3 seconds. Sorry to cut off there. Gabo with 3 seconds. That means if Jack West stays within 2.5 seconds that he is already, or 3 seconds as the penalty suggests, that's going to be Jack up to P2. Second step of the podium. That's not good for Gabor's chances of scoring as high as he would like.
Yeah, he just needs to dig deep now, doesn't he? Because he's going to be a bit annoyed at that, as you would be. Dig deep and see what you can do. DRS swap between Otis and Brendan. Lucas Blakely's retired in the pits, and that's him. Game over for him. As we can see, a couple of these professionals at the back, they're going to be upset. They're going to be raging. No one thought it would be this difficult, and they've had to find it out for themselves. So they're going to have to kind of go back to the drawing board and see what can be done. As we have Jarno and Jake, they're trying to DRS swap, but honestly, they're losing time. And I'm not too sure how, but they are losing time. That was about 13.4 seconds. We're at 13.9.
Again, they're losing time just because of the dirty air, whilst they can swap on the main straight, save a bit of battery while they're behind and all that stuff. Whoa! We see Van Pukki was spun around there. Don't know quite what happened there. I'm assuming it was some form of contact with the kick Salbot of Julian or even Molnar. One of the two. That's really unfortunate to see. But again, he's Van Pukki, one of the professionals, finding it very, very tricky out there on our Abu Dhabi track.
Yeah, definitely. I think all the leagues around the world on F1 will be looking at this and going, let's choose another track.
No, this is good. We like seeing something different. We can't just go for the predictable every single time, people carving through the field. This, with the turbulent air and the long DRS straights, has made for some great racing. The first, I don't know, 10, 15 laps weren't necessarily the most entertaining, but now the field's spread a little bit. People are getting a bit more desperate. Oh, retirement in the pits from the kick Salbot of Julian and Istvan Pukki as well. Don't want to see out the rest of this race. Personally, I would like them to see out the rest of this race. Yes, I know you're going to be plodding around the back, but come on, see it out. You said you'd be here. You said you'd race. Don't just put it in the pits. Come on.
Do better from Adam Sanderson to the world. Do better. Don't rage quit. I mean, you know what it's like driving at the back, so I get where you're coming from, but not everyone has that same issue, Adam, okay? Some people don't like it. You're used to it. All right, Jake Benham, Yarno, what me do? Yeah, you will. Doing the DRS swap. There we go. Great fun. Okay, moving on. Okay, Diego Zorzo is getting quite close to the back of Yanni Tormala. We're not seeing that overtaking him for a bit. Let's see, especially Duncan Hofflin as well. Let's see if he can get his elbows out a little. See what he can do. Gabor Chons is not really doing much into the lead. Look at Rapasa about second behind. Otis Lawrence, Brendan Lead, I'm not really getting closer to fourth place. They're going to need to find a little bit more. Other than that, Duncan Hofflin, he's quite close to the back of Diego Zorzo and will be wanting that 13th place.
Absolutely. I mean, just to answer a couple of comments in there, well, not answer, there's not a question, but just to reiterate one of the latest comments from Bobby. To be fair, the guys that aren't esports drivers are tier 2 drivers, which pace-wise isn't that big of a difference. Very, very true. We have the challengers, quote-unquote, amateurs. They're still absolutely rapid, end of the day. Yes, they're not on the pace of the tier 1s, but it's so close. As we see here, Leo Lund up 8 seconds from Gabor and leading by a very, very long shot. As we see Larry going up the inside of Ismail Fassi. Again, tier 2 overtaking tier 1. It's not that much in it so far. Oh, bit of contact. Johnny Tormala on Duncan Hoffland trying to get a good line on exit. Did someone just pop up there in terms of penalty? I'm not 100% sure. Duncan Hoffland going up the inside of Zorzo. What a name to say. I love saying that name. First time I've said it.
Yeah, it is great, to be honest. And regarding that comment, 100% true. What I do find, though, is that the top tier 1 guys have dealt with pressure as well in terms of being in these lobbies more, etc., being at the highest level of the game. And sometimes you find that that's what tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 need to get a bit more experience with, right? Is that when the moment comes, can they take it? You know, and I think someone like Leo Lund has absolutely nailed this today. I feel like there's many people with a high level of speed and pace that would have bottled it today. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of bottling when it comes, and I can speak for example of that. But he's not, right? He's stayed consistent. He's not got a time penalty, and fair play to him.
Absolutely fair play to him. Talking of the fast boys, P5, P6, Brendan Lee, Otis Lawrence, only 3.4 seconds behind Lucas Rapasa. I don't think they're going to catch up at the end. But Gabor has now been overtaken by Jack West. Yep. Oh, he's had a little bit of a bad couple of laps, no? He was sitting pretty for a while. Yeah, it was like, what, 2.5 seconds, it's just gone, it seems like. So Jack West has either just turned up, or there's been a little bit of moments from Gabor. But yeah, seeming to be slowly bottling it, and honestly is nearly throwing away his podium, which makes me sad about, because he's doing extremely well. But it just goes to show that 3-second penalty is going to haunt him here. Absolutely. I'll tell you what might be, whilst yes, he's now down to P3, Gabor has an absolutely exceptional racing car number 71. Which reminds me of a certain Devon Butler in the F1 Breaking Point series. Great number to race under, let me tell you. Oh yeah, definitely. Just in case you didn't know that, yeah, Mr. Adam Sanderson, best known for playing Devon Butler in the F1 Breaking Point, so not impartial at all, are you? Welcome, Devon. It's so nice to have you here. Yay. All right, Jack. I just wanted that. A little bit of ego boosting, thank you. You're welcome. Jack West has to give the spot back to Gabor. He's not giving up, but at the end of the day, if I'm him, Jack West is going to say that. If I'm him, I'll let Jack go to try and get 3 seconds away from Luca Rapasa, but, you know, he'll do him. He'll do him indeed. Yano Otmir, 14 seconds behind P8. Larry, seeing in chat, people asking what happened to Yano. Nothing really. Nothing. He started last, obviously, because or second last, because obviously it's reverse championship order. He did pretty well last time out, but this track has proven very difficult to overtake and make him stick. Really, Dirty Air played a massive part. He's risen up 10 places. Otis Lawrence has risen up 14 places. So those two, obviously, very, very quick when it comes to overtaking people, but there was a limit to how many people you can overtake as the serpentine of cars spreads out further. Tricky. Yeah. Serpentine? Yeah. Okay.
That's a word
No.
we're using now. Okay, fair enough.
No.
Yeah, let's
Wrong.
talk. let's go back to Leo Lunds for a second. It's lap 55. He has 3 laps to go. He has actually got further away from second place because Gabor and Jack are keep fighting. This is it. This is Leo Lunds. He's winning this race. Like, that's mad. If you were to ask a lot of people in this chat, like, let's be honest with me, chat. If I told you Leo Lund was going to win this race, would you have believed me? I don't think you would have. But here he is, 8.7 seconds ahead of in a lobby where we have world champions. That is quite amazing.
World champions and us as commentators.
Oh,
there
yes.
we go. Looking up and down the order, yes, if you were to come into this and say Leo Lund was going to win this, I thought Otis was going to win this, but I didn't actually anticipate how bad the dirty air was going to affect the tyres. Yoni Tormund with a 3-second penalty. Oh, he's got 9 seconds now. I can almost foresee he's going to put it in the pits and retire like all the other pros have done so far. I hope to be proven wrong. I wanted to see him cross the start-finish line, but we will see. Oh, smack my mic. Apologies for that.
Lovely. Yeah, Jack West having this fight with Gabor has to watch here because look at Rapasa could definitely make this interesting in the last couple of laps. They have been slowing each other down. He's caught up now, but he's still further away from Brendan Lee and Otis Lawrence. They've just kind of peaked at this stage. Doesn't seem like they're going to ever catch up to 4th place. Interesting to see. No idea why. Maybe the dirt, they're just affecting each other too much with the dirty air. But yeah, Jack West needs to watch now. Look at Rapasa, half a second away.
Half a second away indeed. Yoni Tormund gone past the pit entry. I am glad he's not retired into the pits. Well done, sir. Well done. I like it. 9.6 seconds. Leo leads from Gabor right now. Behind that, Gabor, Jack West, 0.6, swapping and changing. Behind that, 0.4, Luca Rapasa. I don't know what's going to happen in terms of whether he's going to stick back, whether he's going to start trying to make a move, yet to be seen. As it stands, though, your podium would be Leo, Jack, and Luca with Gabor's 3-second time penalty. We'll see whether or not another penalty will be applied very, very soon. I don't know how many warnings these guys are currently sat on, but I bet you it's a couple. I bet you they are very close to a 3 seconds of their own. Otis, Lawrence, and Brendan Lee. Again, maximum I reckon Brendan's going to get at this point would be P5 unless something drastic happens up ahead, which could happen. There have been plenty of wheel bangings happening up and down the field, typically the lower end, but Luca Rapasa now 0.2 seconds behind Jack West. Surely on this next DRS straight he's going to be hoping for a move to happen on the DRS as we go into turn 9, I believe that is, on the last hairpin. Oh, very, very close to that rear wing. Trying to open up the steering, get on the power as early as possible. Got a good exit, to be fair. Julian has left the session, but has already retired the car. Why are you laughing at me? I'm just saying things as they happen in front of my eyes. Oh, trying to defend Jack West as Luca Rapasa tries to go around the outside. Nothing really doing there. Tries to get a bit of switchback. A little bit of nudging going on onto the gearbox. Nothing really happened there. Nothing changed. Maybe the outside, maybe the inside. What's going to happen into this one?
All right, look at Rapasa going around the outside, getting slowed down by the Haas. Actually might get 2 moves in one here. Has to go round, go deep. No, he gets the move done on Jack West, and now it's Gabor. What is Gabor going to do? He needs Luca and Jack to fight. It's the only chance he's got of getting away, but still very unlikely he'll be able to do that by 3 seconds. But what is Jack West going to do? He wants that podium, doesn't want to give it up to Luca.
Well, as it stands, they will both get a podium. But it's where they're going to stand on the podium. P2 or P3. Who's to say? As we enter the final lap now, Leo Lund definitely in a commanding place right now. He'll probably be taking it easy as he goes around the last tour of the circuit. As we see Gabor actually gaining on Leo a little bit. Leo has started to ease off ever so slightly. Interesting to see what's going to happen. P2, P3. You have Luca Rapasa just easing off the back of Gabor just a little bit, probably trying to save a bit of VRS just to make sure that Jack West doesn't get as good of a run on him. Otis Lawrence being pressured by Ismail Fassi. Oh, Brendan Lee, I didn't see that happen. Ismail Fassi has got involved in this Otis Lawrence, Brendan Lee little fight. A lot of swerving? Oh my word, swerving and weaving on this back straight as we're going to see a couple of lunges happening here. 2 wide, 3 wide, 2 wide again. Oh, rear end loss of Otis Lawrence. Can he squeeze in of the inside? Brendan Lee looking for a little bit of a switchback as he sees around the outside of Otis Lawrence. Nothing really going on there. Brendan Lee maybe trying to get on the outside again of Ishmael Faster with the help of DRS. Oh, word, 3 wide as we go into that little section of corners. Spicy.
Otis Lawrence keeps it, but coming round to final turn for the first time. Well played. Leo Lund wins WOR Ironman round 2 by roughly 11 seconds. This man is absolutely kicked ass today. You should be just extremely proud of yourself. Gabor finishes on track. P2 will drop down to P4, looking for passer Jack West into 5th place. Oh man, what's it going to be in the end? Looks like it'll be Otis, Brendan Ishmael. Honestly, Adam. Honestly, Leo Lund just won this race by 12 seconds. That is incredible.
Absolutely incredible. Take a bow, Leo. Take a bow as we go down the order. Duncan Hoffler next across the finish line. Diego Zorzo on the last... Whoa, migrating host. Ignore that one then, I guess.
And we're back. That's the host rage quitting and leaving. That's what that was. He's just been like, nah, I'm done with this race. I'll bring our faces back up. Say hi to the beautiful people. Oh my God, Leo Lund is just like that's it now. In the statistics and the spreadsheets as a race winner by over 10 seconds, that man just dominated that race.
Absolutely dominated, start to finish. Where did he start again? Remind me.
In the top 3. In the top 3, I think you went up by 2 spots. I would look. The lobbies crashed since the host quit, so sorry about that. I would have looked at it. It was roughly about the top 3, maybe top 4. But yes, he had a start. But I see every Ironman. I see challengers, tier 2, whatever you want to call those drivers, start at the front and not finish in the front.
Yeah.
Okay, no offense to them. It's a tough lobby, but today he commanded that. And honestly, I'm just a little bit surprised, and I love it. I love to see it.
Absolutely. Oh, the lobby's back up again now. Apparently, Jarno Ottmere is 90 minutes behind P18.
You see that? You see that? He's going, look at that. There you go. That absolutely crashed that lobby. And yeah, Jarno Ottmere, 90 hours, 59 minutes behind. Does that mean he's washed? Is that it? Is that official?
Crazy. Absolutely
Amazing.
Crazy.
Oh,
but yeah, that was a great race. Like I said, first 10 laps, everyone was a little bit tentative. Nobody really wanted to get any damage, ruin the tyres. They wanted to take it easy. As we got towards the end of the intersection, that was when people really started to get quite spicy, very spicy. People started to realize, oh, hold on a second, we've got to start making moves here, and that race delivered. Abu Dhabi, plenty of dirty air as we go around that circuit in the anti-clockwise fashion that we do. Very tricky for the faster guys to try and weave their way through the field, as we saw, but Leo Lund, incredible.
Like, you can't really say any more than that, to be honest. He absolutely kicked ass. We did struggle in that race with dirty air and overtaking, and we're all going to have to go back to the drawing board. This is what happens when you have a new game, is that these things need to be tried, right? And people made mistakes, right? We had pros at the back getting a little bit desperate. Like, what else were they going to do? We're here to have a good time, so they want to race someone, so they're going to just send it a little bit at the back. But it was really interesting seeing these names that we don't usually see absolutely struggle up the front. But it's really hard for your driver of the day. It's got to be either Leo Lund or Otis, right? But like, it's in 2 different levels. I don't know. Who would you go with?
See, it's tricky because Leo Lund had an exceptional race, absolutely exceptional race, commanded from start to finish, but didn't really get challenged. He just had great pace and sort of stayed there. Otis Lawrence had more of a challenge to get through the field. Not all of them were the most cleanest. Jarno had a great battle through the field, but then is ending up 14 seconds behind everyone. Gabor had a great race, capitulated a little bit in the final closing stages. But personally, if I was to gift anyone a driver of the day, which I believe by the sounds of things you're giving me the opportunity to do so, yes. I would have to... So I got a few names in my head. I hate to do it. It's a bit cliche. Leo Lund.
Hey!
Commanding victory from start to finish. Yes,
Come
of course,
on.
wasn't really challenged, but did a great job on strategy, played it safe, played his hand very well, kept his cool. Leo Lund, great job, sir.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Guys in chat, what do we think? Like, what was that? That was a weird race, right? I know you thought the big names were going to win, but let's give a hand to Leo Lund, right? He came in here, kicked his ass, and won. And all I can say is fair play to the man. Fair play to the man. Oh, Adam. Well, there we go.
Adam.
Round 2. WOR Ironman. It's been great to have you back. I have been an honour doing this. I won't be seeing you for a few weeks. We will be leaving it in the hands of another capable broadcaster, and I'll be back in a few weeks for you. Adam, it's a pleasure as always, Mr. Devin Butler. If we like you, don't say why we would buy. If you would like to see more of you, where can we find you, my friend?
On screen at Adam Sanderson on Instagram, and the same on Twitch. Come join us. Come. Many good times over there.
Yes, so if you want to be racing at the back with Adam, like, that's where to go. Hey, it's fun. I enjoy it.
This guy.
Guys,
I've not bitten a single time.
You've done well, to be fair. I've been Scott Taylor. It's an honour always to do this WR broadcasting. I'm the song review guy on social media. Check all that out. I love singing about F1 races, and I love commentating about some of these top esports lobbies. They're always interesting. They always give us something else to look out for. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it was Leo Lund's day. From myself and Adam, I think we're going to wish you goodbye. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy this game. Enjoy everything about it. Get yourself in some racing. And we will see you next week with round 3. Will the pros let a challenger win again? We shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself. Have a good night. Goodbye.
Bye.